Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back to another edition of the IBFP. I'm your host. I'm Boxing Nuke, man. I'm happy to be here with you today. We got a lot to go over. We got a lot to debate, and we got a lot to talk about. There's a few people that I need that smoke with. I need that smoke with Hit Kid. I need that smoke with Steel Mills. I need that smoke with Clavo. I got a few other things to talk about. Hit Kid is supposed to be getting a debate on today with Onslaught Boxing. So we got a lot to go over. Anybody want to smoke? All you got to do is click the link. We can debate any and every topic. A few things we need to go over, though, right away is people talking about Canelo fans are going to have a lot of excuses for the Bud Crawford. We got a lot going on about Terrence Crawford potentially being on the juice. Virgil Ortiz versus Boots Ennis. And, just a lot of stuff to go on. So we're going to get into everything. But first, I'd like to start the panel by saying, I wouldn't be here today. I'd like to give thanks and praise to my personal Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And salute to everybody on the panel. Carlos, Hit Kid, Dwayne, everybody, man. MQ and Tony Castillo, salute. Round one, my brother, salute. And let me go ahead and drop that link so we can start getting everything on here, man. Round one is crazy, man. That's my guy. Oh, man. And hold up, man. And after the Canelo Crawford fight, me and round one. Hold on. Wait. I want to see if round one clicks the link because I kind of need round one to click the link. I need round one to click the link because me and round one I gotta say to you. Round one, what's up, my brother?
What up, Nuke? What up? What up?
What's up, my brother? This is the one thing I want to say to you, man. This is something I've been needing to say to you. After the Canelo Alvarez Terrence Crawford fight, I feel like there's a lot that needs to happen. But right after the fight, I'm gonna need you to come on live with me because I'm gonna be introducing the brand new Meat Lovers apparel. So I'm gonna have brand new T-shirts for all these meat lovers out there. It's gonna be the Meat
Oh
Lovers
shit!
Delivery Pizza Company
Oh my
by the
god!
IBFP.
Damn! Oh shit! IBFP is dropping the deep dish meat lovers pizza T-shirts and shit. Oh my god, bro!
The
This is
seven
gonna be
meat
crazy.
deep dish meat lovers. And I
Hey,
guarantee there's gonna
that
be a lot
shit.
of guys on that panel, man. They're gonna
Hey,
Oh
hey,
man,
what
we,
do you
we
think
gotta add
about Boots?
everybody on
Look,
the panel,
look, look,
man.
look, Nuke. Why
Yeah.
is everybody hating on Boots? Because look, we just heard Boots and Virgil might happen next year, maybe in the beginning of the year or something. But what do you think about the Boots and Virgil fight? That may happen. That there's talks to it.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll start off by saying this. There's a lot of Boots haters out here, man. And a lot of the Boots haters come from the UK. A lot of these guys, and look, I don't want to single out UK guys,
I
but look,
weren't
there's a
hating
lot of
on Boots.
hold on, hit. I gotta speak. I gotta speak. Look, there's a lot of guys that they don't even have hair on their nuts hating on Boots from the UK. These guys, they I can't even do it.
Stop with your lying. How about that for first? Well, you know I
Oh my
weren't hating
fucking
on Boots. It's
god.
just that I'll pick on
They
further.
got a
Now,
whole they got a whole bunch of they got a whole bunch of
now,
pictures of boots with the head cut off. You know what I'm saying?
no, no,
Chicken
no,
blood
no.
on it.
Now, I am going to ask. I am going to ask this calmly.
Hold
Where's the
on.
Boots hater?
I see you over there shining, Preem. I see you over there, Coach
Yo,
Preem
yo, we
shining.
shining hard. We shining hard on this side of town, bro. I told you.
Say Preem, and this the one thing I'm gonna say about Preem that I don't say about a lot of people. There was just one guy that got on the panel one time and he tried to, try to show off and like he was shining. I didn't see no jewels. I seen old cars, broke down property. I didn't see it like when I see Preem, I see the money, the jewels, the food, everything. Preem is
That's
on
right.
point every single time I see him. Say what you want. They say, oh, Preem is this, Preem is that. But you can say a lot about Preem, but you can't say he broke. That's what you
For
can say.
Hell
real.
no. You
Bring the
can't say
real
I'm
deal.
broke, baby.
And look,
Hey, you
man,
see
I
that
Bring
got a
the real
lot of
deal.
merchandising? That shit
I got a
works.
lot of smoke for there's a guy out there in Nebraska named Steel Mills. I got a lot of smoke for this guy. There's a lot of smoke I got for this guy out there in Nebraska. And they call him the Omaha Killer. But we gotta get him. We gotta get him.
Gotta
What's
get him.
up, Mills?
What's the
By,
business, man?
by the way, I was cameoing on Ring IQ stream last night where we were talking some stuff over as well. I was on Josie's stream and that was fun.
Man, and shout out to Ring IQ, man. He's
How
a
we doing,
real good,
fellas?
solid dude.
Yeah.
I've
And
been
so,
trying to get back over there, man, but he be going too late, man.
and shout out
I
shout
was
out
there
to
last
Black and
night.
Brown Boxing too.
Mills.
Shout out. I wanted to give Black and Brown Boxing a quick shout out, and I wanted to salute to Kevin. I wanted to give Black and Brown a big shout out right before we start. The reason why is because he kind of inspired me. He had a video the other day, and it was about steel mills. I'm just fucking with you, Mills. No. Look, the reason why I keep messing with Mills is because for some reason I keep seeing people in the comments going at Mills, and I'm like, you know what? They're gonna go at Mills. I'm gonna tease Mills.
They know it as well, to be fair.
My man, General Mills.
It's all hood. What's happening?
I don't know why they messing with Mills, man. But one thing is, so Black and Brown, he said he got a lot of Canelo fans on his channel, and he said if Bud Crawford wins the fight, you know, a lot of people have been spreading the narrative that, you know, Canelo fans are going to have excuses. And Black and Brown said he will not allow excuses on his channel. He will not let people make excuses. If Bud Crawford beats Canelo, there will be no excuses on Black and Brown. And go sub to Black and Brown. Go sub to Steel Mills Boxing, because them are two channels that I tune into on a regular. If you want to learn something, if you want to be educated, and you know, in the case of Hit Kid, if you want to grow hair on your nuts, listen to Steel Mills and Black and Brown, because these guys are spitting the truth all the time. But the second thing is, here on the IBFP, I'm not making no excuses. I know there's a lot of Canelo fans over here. Bud Crawford beat Canelo. That's just a great win for Bud Crawford, giving him all the credit in the world. Do I believe Bud can do it? Absolutely not. I don't believe it. Bud going to show me. But if he shows me, he shows up and say, oh, this guy from Omaha is really, really like that. He's built different. He go in there, take Canelo apart. All credit, won't be no excuses. Anybody getting up here making excuses on the night of the fight, I promise you have my word, you getting roasted.
Kick him off.
You getting roasted. You getting destroyed. Ain't gonna be no excuses. Now I got the same thing for a lot of Bud Crawford fans. A lot of people gonna disappear that night. Whether they and I'm not gonna say they Canelo fans, because I remember when Canelo lost to Bivol, the house was packed, 1,000+ people in the chat, live streaming.
Yeah,
and so it was no like, oh, the Canelo fan, they said, oh, Bivol just a great fighter. Wasn't no feeling. So I want to make sure the Buds fan that's in the chat still show up the same as the Canelo fans, and we're gonna keep it 100 no matter what it goes. I'm not accepting no excuses.
There's no excuse.
Hey, no, you know first thing they're gonna say is well, yeah, credit out to Canelo, but I'm a Benavidez fan, so I'm not really like a Bud Crawford fan. So you know.
And if anybody mentioned David Benavidez the night of the Canelo Crawford, they're officially labeled as a dick eater from that point on, because it ain't got nothing to do with the fight. Nothing to do with the fight.
The truth is, there's no excuse either way. For Crawford, he's waited 1.5 years for this fight. This is the fight he has wanted. Many people see it as his cash-out fight. For Canelo, there's no excuse. This guy's coming up from 3 weight divisions. You've got no excuse. You have to beat this guy, if we're being honest. The both pound-for-pound stars. In my opinion, if Crawford beats Canelo, he goes to pound-for-pound #1, triple undisputed. You can't argue that. Crawford, in my opinion, will go undisputed pound-for-pound #1. If Canelo beats Crawford, it raises Canelo back up the pound-for-pound list in a debate with Usyk and Inoue. That's the truth behind it.
And
it is.
If we get a more,
and look, there's a lot of people that don't want to keep the same energy like Steel Mills, but we got to keep the same energy still. We got to keep it real with Steel. Let me get to this chat, and then let's start this debate. We got to get on the Canelo Crawford, but also the Virgil Boots. I'm gonna tell you, there's a lot of people hating on Boots, and I don't understand the Boots.
Hating on Boots? What about hating on Virgil and the guy I don't understand the
Boots hate. The boot. What's wrong with the Boots hate? Stop it.
Stop hating on Boots.
Stop hating on Boots. This man out there.
Oh, we got Boots. Oh my God, Boots is #1. He's the best in the
Because
hold on, and I need somebody to challenge me on my stance on David Benavidez. I need somebody to step up and challenge me on my stance. I need somebody to do that. Hold on, let me get these chats and we'll start the debate. Noah said, Nuke, since Usyk is a 2-time undisputed, beat Fury twice, AJ twice, Dubois twice, would you now put him in your top 10 heavyweights of all time? Jesus is king, brother. Absolutely, he deserves to be in the top 10 heavyweights of all time.
Top 10.
Usyk is one of those guys that can compete in any era, any generation. He's simply special. He is really, really an amazing fighter. And absolutely, Jesus Christ is king. Salute to you, my brother. Thanks so much. And one thing I will say is, I'm gonna ask the panel: do you guys agree Usyk's top 10 all-time heavyweight?
Top 5.
Yes. Top
Top
10.
5,
Yes.
top
Hell yeah.
10, wherever
Hell
you
yeah.
guys.
Top 5. It's not. This ain't even a debate. It's top 5 as far as I'm
Top
concerned.
10. Top 10. Now, come on.
Top 10. Top 5.
Right now,
Top 10.
active, yeah, top 5. I'll go with him. Active,
Okay,
not
Okay, he's on the 6th or
past,
7th spot then.
not in the
Yeah, then.
past. Not in, listen, I'm not gonna talk about the past or nothing. Right now in the future, real time, he's number one to me. Right
Oh,
now,
he's
real
number
time.
one right now
He's
today.
number one
He's
right
number
now.
one.
I'm not talking about no past. Muhammad Ali, son, all that shit's in the past. We're talking now, real time. Usyk is number one.
I mean,
Facts.
you have to talk life, but like I was born in '95, so I caught the tail end, of the heavyweight era before the Klitschko's dominated. So I caught the tail end of Lennox Lewis, who I always have put in my top 5, if you get where I'm coming from. Usyk's in that top 5 with
Let's get to the
Lewis.
next one. Edgar Moreno says, salute to everyone. Give me some time, Supreme. We got to link up. Motherfuckers be thinking we broke over here. I'll bet any one Bud fan he can't hurt Canelo. Is there any Bud fans in the building that believe Bud can hurt Canelo? Does anybody on the panel believe Bud can hurt Canelo at any point in this fight?
No,
Unless
Nah,
he
bro. It's hard, bro.
unless he
Look,
puts
I can't
roids.
see that, bro.
I don't think
Nah,
so.
man.
Yeah, a small man
Unless he
doesn't
has one of
hurt
those,
him.
unless
I'm
he has
not
like one of
going
those
like
cement
that.
gloves like
No.
Shiraz.
no. Unless he pulls a margarita special.
Yeah, Shiraz.
Right.
Shiraz and Margarita, yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
Nuke,
one thing I will say, in the famous words of Bud Crawford, I ain't gotta hurt Canelo to beat him. So that's what Bud say. So if you ain't gotta hurt him to beat him, then just beat him. That's
Well, hold on.
what you gotta do.
Y'all saw Canelo? Did y'all see Bud the way he looked? He don't look all bulky. He look fucking like skinny, yo. Like he
Dude,
doesn't really
he's
look that
big.
big now. He looks a little like lost a little now. You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't look all big like
Kind
now.
of bloaty,
Like,
That
maybe.
was
He's looking like a
that
bloated
was the angle. That was
welterweight.
the angle that they took that picture from, man. We all benefit from the angles at times, man. Like I knew that dude didn't bulk up to no 100, and yeah, they
hell
was
no.
dragging that shit, bro.
I
Like they
mean,
was
right now,
dragging that
if
shit.
you look at him
They
real
were putting
time
a
now,
little
I'm like,
mustard on
okay,
it.
it's a wrap.
Well,
It's a wrap.
you know, Bud Crawford's his main intention on coming into this fight is to come in quick. And that's really his biggest deal. He needs to come in quick. Because if he's not quick, it's gonna be a hard, long night.
Well, it's not a legacy fight. Y'all already know it's a payday fight. That's it. He's in there to get that check and get out.
Frontline Migo said, Nuke, you finna watch that black and brown versus according to boxing debate. So here's the thing. Black and brown called out according to boxing to debate the Crawford Canelo situation. According to boxing, refused to debate him, said that his channel's too small and wouldn't debate him. Now, what's interesting about this is, according to boxing and me, had a run-in maybe a year ago or months ago or something, and he said something crazy to me. I said, hey, come on to the live stream. Dude never showed up, refused to debate me. He's not going to ever debate anybody on any points or anything because he's not about boxing. He's about bitching. And I don't even consider him a Bud Crawford fan. I'm sorry. I look at Bud Crawford fans different. I look at him as a Bud Crawford, nutsack rider. But there's Bud Crawford fan. He's a nutsack rider. Every fan base has nutsack riders. He's a nutsack rider because if he's a true, genuine fan, everything's not about slander. Some things you should be able to talk about your points in boxing without getting so emotional to the point where you're about to have a panic attack and can't get up here and speak on it. You want to hide behind your keyboard, then so be it. Oh, and one more thing. Solid as T, I seen he updated his prediction for the Canelo Crawford fight, and he said he's now picking Bud Crawford. So after all this time, he was saying, I'm picking Canelo. I'm picking Canelo. Now you picking Bud Crawford. If that's how you felt the whole time, this is what I'm saying. These dudes be super sensitive. Are you picking Bud because of me? Or are you picking Bud and you and your feelings? Or are you picking Bud because it's safe now and you ain't got to deal with no... Like, what's wrong with these dudes?
Hey, he's still booty tickled after that shit, bro. He's still booty tickled. He's not coming back and shit like that, bro.
Hey,
Solid as the flip flop. Let's just say it truthfully.
What was he riding a motorcycle without a bike helmet too?
No, he was riding a motorcycle without a seat pad. That's what he was doing.
He was having dinner with Southpaw. Southpaw's another nigga like, I ain't gonna fucking Canelo. And now he was like, it's my decision. I say what I want. I'm gonna pick Crawford. I'm like, shut the fuck up, yo.
Hold on, let me get the next one. Average boxing fan says Bud's resume since 2020 is not pound for pound worthy. It's basura. And Mills.
Yeah, Mills.
Hold on, Mills. Hold on, Mills. Mills and 105. I want you two to answer this real quick. Is Bud Crawford resume since 2020 pound for pound worthy? Mills first, then 105. I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Then I go to Preem and Hickett.
I mean, we on the 2-year anniversary of what he did to Spence, bro. Like, and then before that, Porter. I personally don't think Porter was. Everybody was trying to say he was shot. He was, contemplating retirement and all that. I didn't see a different Porter than I saw from the Spence fight, bro. So, nah, yeah, his resume ain't Basuda. What the fuck is he talking about? Nah, it's not. It's a good resume. It's not the best.
Is it pound for pound worthy?
No.
I think it's pound for pound
No.
worthy. Predicated. Absolutely, it is predicated on the. Okay, he beat a.
Hold on, let him finish his point.
like,
then you guys can debate it. Just let him finish real quick.
He beat a unified undefeated world champion, bro. And on top of in tandem with the fact that he's a generational talent himself, and how dominant he beat these dudes, my dude.
Correct.
Like he didn't meet any resistance
Good
at
point.
147 pounds. So yeah, his resume ain't the best, but is it Basuda? No. It's the cats that he beat and how he beat them and his talent level that makes him pound for pound.
Okay,
now, 105.
So
105. Do you agree or disagree with Steel Mills here? Do you believe his resume is Basuda and not pound for pound worthy?
No, it's not trash. It's not, it's not dumpster juice, but it's not pound for pound. Porter, was already had like 3 or 4 losses already on his record, and even after that, he was giving Crawford the business. Now, could he have kept going? And yeah, he could have kept going. But who else did he fight aside from that? I think he fought Kell Brook before that, and that was when he got slaughtered by Triple G. And Spence is his only good win. And again, Spence came from a huge crash, which that takes a toll on your body. So that wasn't the same Spence. Now, it wasn't a crippled Spence, but it wasn't the best Spence out there.
Are you done? I don't want to interject or nothing.
Okay,
he beat a lot of good people before that crash or during that crash. Like I don't get it.
Well, hold on. We got a quick debate real quick. We got a quick debate with so 105. Did you finish your point? Let Mills respond. Mills, get that smoke, Mills.
All right, so peep game, man. Who did Spence beat after the car? Post car crash. He beat Danny Garcia and he beat Yordenis Ugas.
Yep.
He didn't look no different in those fights than he did before he got into that car crash. Why is it that when Buzz go in there and crash this dude, now we got to start bringing up the car crash and everything? You got to remember, everybody was saying, "Yo, he the eye collector. He's gonna go and take this dude eye from him." They just, they ran with this bullshit that he was gonna go in here and just dominate this dude. And when he got dominated, now it's feasible to go back into the car crash. I can't get jiggy with that. And I don't like the notion that if you lose to a fighter who well, he lost. He had this amount of losses. Man, listen, Mike Tyson is my personal GOAT. He's always going to be the GOAT to me. And for all the bullshit that they give him about who he lost to, him not beating Lennox or whatever, man, who knocked Lennox out? Oliver McCall. And if we go down that dude's losses, that dude lost to Tony Tucker, Bruno, he lost to a multitude of these dudes, and these is dudes that Tyson had beat. So my point is this: losses are gonna happen in the sport of boxing, man. It just is what it is, bro. There's only a certain amount of people on this planet who's even in a position to be in the ring with you. If you're gonna lose to your contemporaries. If you're gonna lose to a contender. I'm not mad at a motherfucker going in there and taking the L. It is what it is. It's how you bounce back. Shit, look at Joseph Parker. He went in there and got knocked out by motherfucking Joe Joyce, and look at the terror that he's been on now. Canelo lost to Floyd. Look at the terror he's been on up until he, lost to Bivol again. Losses is going to happen.
And that's a good point, Mills, because, look at Andy Reese. He lost to Joseph Parker, came back, became a unified champion. Very astute point.
I'll let round 105. I have my answer to this debate.
Yeah. Round 105 and Mills kind of going at it. 105, you got a response for that?
So you and I get it, man. Losses doesn't equate, but we're talking about Ugas. Ugas had just came from a fight against Manny Pacquiao, which he arguably did beat, but took a lot of damage. So that right there tells you that it was kind of made for Spence. So was Danny Garcia. Those were tailor-made for Spence to kind of shine. Mm-hmm. Okay? Now we're heading back to Crawford. I'm kind of going in like the background of things. Spence wasn't meant to be at 147 by that time. If you saw him in the weigh-in, dude, the guy was strained. So you got to admit that played a factor. Maybe I would be wrong, and if they fought at 154, maybe, okay, he bought the full-fledged Spence that, we've known. But we'll never know that. But I'm not saying his resume is not trash, and is it knocking at the door a pound for pound? Maybe. But there's a lot of other fighters that have done a lot better during those times that are pound for pound worthy. Is it there? Yeah.
Okay. Well, when you look at Spence, right? Maybe was he weight drained at 147 pounds? You can say that. Yeah. You can say that. However, he chose to prioritize everybody else before Crawford. So if his weight by the time them cats come into that fight is really getting starting to bubble, and it's looking like it's light at the end of the tunnel. These two they finna finally get in the ring and mix it up. By that I mean just that's your fault. That's your fault. Why prioritize everybody else, man? Like I can't get jiggy with that, but I get what you're saying. And I don't think Spence is the only legitimate win on his resume, man. I think it's not of you. I ain't talking about you, of course, just in general. I think it's just disingenuous for people to sit here and act like Victor Postol was not a factor at 140 pounds.
No, Victor Postol was a fucking killer, dude.
So that's what
I've always said. Hold on Postol. Postol was good. He wasn't elite.
I'm not saying that he was elite. I'm saying that
no,
he's a
good. He was quality.
Put it like
but he was a good quality porter.
He was a good quality win.
He definitely was. Like it's equivalent to
Canelo Smith.
No, because I think Smith is better than Postol.
No. I mean the lower Smith, the 154 pound Smith. What's his name?
Liam.
Beefy.
Liam.
Oh, Liam. Beefy Smith. Okay, yeah.
Hit his cousin.
Yeah, something like that, man. But even then, when you look at Postol, he was still pushing. I see Oscar Carrillo. He just said it, man. Josh Taylor beat Postol. Postol was still fighting at a relatively high level up until he fought Jose, and he arguably beat Jose could have at least gotten a draw. So he was a good, credible opponent. You dig? And it's like I would say
he beat Matisse too.
Yeah, he knocked Matisse the fuck out, and he's not even known as a puncher, man. So I feel like Postol's equivalent to like a Caleb Plant on the David Benavidez' resume. It's a good win. It's a good win. If you take that win and you keep putting wins on top of that equate somewhat to that win, I can't be mad at it. And then you go and you eventually knock off a unified world champion that's undefeated. Oh yeah, that's pound for pound worthy. In tandem with the fact that you went undisputed. And you dominated the division that you was in. He's a pound for pound fighter. He's pound for pound.
Let me answer the question. I'm gonna go to Hidden Preem. The only thing is, he said here that Bud's resume since 2020 is not pound for pound worthy. Is Basuda. Now, one thing I will say to this is, I think you can kind of nitpick anybody's resume if you really look at it too hard. Mm-hmm. And I know I talk shit about Bud and his resume to a degree. And it's not the best, most challenging resume, but there's a lot of context we got to add when it comes to something fighters. And I think that's the things that a lot of people that are not boxing fans skip over. They skip over context. Bud could have had a Keith Thurman on his resume if Keith Thurman would have stepped up. Like he could have had some of these names if these names would have presented themselves. And it's not to say that no responsibility lies with Bud, but some of that is not on Bud. So we take it all in as with a grain of salt. But one thing I will say, he said since 2020, he fought Errol Spence in 2023. Now, when he fought Errol Spence in 2023, like Neil said, Errol Spence had already fought. Danny Garcia dominated him. So everybody was convinced after he dominated Danny Garcia that, hey, the guy was back after a car crash and he was good to go. Then he came in and stopped Ugas, and everybody was hyped up off of that. So my whole thing is, just because he didn't perform or look the way we're used to seeing Errol Spence look, we have to give him all the credit. The Errol Spence win alone for Bud, for me, alone for Bud. The Errol Spence win was so great because at that point, whether we like Errol Spence or not, whatever we think of him today, back then, he was legitimately a pound-for-pound fighter, legitimately. Pound-for-pound fighter, a unified champion, undefeated. and coming off of 2 really good dominant wins, in my opinion.
You
And
just
I
had
feel
to-
like when you look at a guy like that, you got to give Bud all the credit. I think that regardless of what happened in the past and his accolades, you say, man, that Spence win. If you felt like he was at the bottom of the pound for pound, that definitely shot him up. Being a unified champion, undefeated, 2 spectacular wins. I don't think you can say anything else about it. And Spence had also decided, he's a big guy. People thought this was going to be a bully type situation to a degree. I think people have revisionist history looking back. Everybody had it 50-50. And I think it sucks that when we look back on it, people are like, oh, Spence is trash. And so that was easy win for Bud. But no, Spence was supposed to be that guy. People forget he was supposed to be that guy. And he just just because Bud retired him, that's not a knock at Bud's resume. So I will say Bud is absolutely pound for pound worthy. He definitely deserves the respect. And then after fighting Errol Spence, moved up in weight, fought another world champion, undefeated. I got to give Bud his credit, taking nothing away from him. And now he's going after Canelo. So even then when you look at everything, now he's going to be fighting Canelo. So for Bud Crawford, that's 3 champions in a row. Spence, Mantromov, Canelo. So when you look at what Bud is doing on his trajectory, he's fighting 3 world champions in a row. He's not afraid of anything, and the level of competition keeps going up instead of down. I don't think we can hate on what Bud is doing, and all credit to Bud Crawford. That's just my thoughts on it. Bud deserves a little more respect. And everybody saying that Bud Crawford is on the juice, those are not Canelo fans. The people that saying Bud Crawford's a juice monster, that's fan in boxing. These are Errol Spence fans that are butthurt, that are pissed off, that are mad that he got his ass whooped. Real Canelo fans aren't saying stupid shit like that. He's a juice monster. I need to see these test results from Biden. I don't know a real fan that's questioning that shit. I mean, I've seen some YouTube channels coming out like, oh, I need to test results from Bud. When is Bud popped to where we need to do all this? Like, why they acting brand new with Bud? Like, yeah, he's in a fight with Canelo, but these guys ain't Canelo fans. They just mad at Bud and want to see him get beat up. And then the other guys that are hating on Canelo, half of them guys ain't really Bud fans. They Benavidez fans mad at Canelo. So we got a lot of other groups in the midst of this fight that's really trying to make things ugly between the real, true 2 fan bases. Everybody knows that Bud's an excellent fighter. He's been trending up with his level of competition, and anybody hating on that is a fucking hater because he's really trying 3 champions in a row, moving up in weight each of his 3 different weight classes. Like, you got to give that man some credit. That's pound for pound shit.
Well, to clarify, Nuke, I don't think he should be in the top 5, but top 8, top 9, definitely.
Wait, what? On what? Pound for pound?
Yeah.
What are you? Hold on, you answer the question. Hit.
5 pound for pound. Come on, wrong. That's wrong.
Dude, come on. I mean,
nah, he has to.
But hold on, but fighting for Undisputed deserves some credit. Like, Undisputed is a massive accolade.
You're being an idiot, though. He has to be top 5 pound for pound. Double Undisputed already. Come on, stop that. That's trash.
All right. I just feel he's maybe like, top 6.
You know that's bad. And also on that, just bring that super chat back up.
Let me pull it back up for you and Frank.
Okay. This question idea on the debate, because the question was about this debate. Bud's resume since 2020 is not pound for pound worthy. Let's just go through it, okay? For a washed Kell Brook, who Spence, took advantage of straight after the Golovkin fight. Okay, that is truth. And Brook was washed, and I mean that, and I understand why people would discredit that. Sean Porter may have been on his way out, but Sean Porter gave Bud problems. Bud defeated Sean Porter cleaner than Spence did. That's fact. When it came to the big fight,
weren't we arguing that his dad stopped the fight? That's not really a clean stop, right?
It's still more decisive than Spence.
Dropped him twice in 1 round, dog.
I thought Spence lost that fight against Porter.
That's what I mean. I did as well. I thought Porter won, so that's why it's more decisive. When it came to the big fight between Bud and Spence, and I remember this live very well, Nuke's live. A good amount of the chat, we were very divided on this panel. Couple of us were picking Spence. Couple of us were picking Bud. I was very adamant. I had Bud winning that fight, and I had Bud stopping Spence. It was one of those when I came on, and that it was the same week as the New Way Fulton, and everyone knows I was already backing a New Way. So that when I came on that live post that fight, I came on talking so much shit because I was like, I told you this was going to happen. Bud's resume defeated Spence, who was considered a pound for pound top 10 fighter, to go double undisputed, races him into top 5. From there, beat Madrimov controversially. I think we can all agree it was a close fight.
Mm-hmm.
I personally on the night had it a draw. You could score it a round either way, but look poor in that fight. Now he's going fighting Canelo. You can't tell me he's not been fighting pound for pound style. He has. End of story.
He's definitely deserving of it. What do you think about that, Preem? Is Bud Crawford pound for pound worthy based on his resume since 2020?
His resume isn't that whack. You know what I mean? It could have been greater if people would have been ducking him. You know what I mean? Maybe it would have been a little bit more greater, a little bit more polished. But it's good enough. It's good enough to put him as a pound for pound. You got to put him there at the one from 1 to 10. You know what I mean? You can't just exclude him out and everything that he's done for the sport. You know what I'm saying? For himself and for his family. You know what I mean? And I think he's a great fighter. He's a great fighter. I mean, it's not his fault. Some people ducked him. We know that. It got to a point they had to go fight with another. I never heard of that fucking boxing people, whoever they were, the promoters. He had to go that far out to get a fight. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you know, he kept himself busy. I don't see him like you can't exclude him out like that. You know what I mean? He's put in that work, and plus he's doing what Canelo would be doing. He's chasing. He's going up. You know what I mean?
Yes.
He's going up by weight. So give him his props. Give him his props. Give him his credit, man. He's going up there. Win or lose, he got the heart. He's like, yo, I'm gonna take it to him, straight up and down.
And that's the same thing that I said about the like with the Canelo's resume when he fought Amir Khan. Nobody on this panel ever hear me bring that shit up because I don't look at that as anything to glorify. I'm not gonna be like, oh, Canelo beat Amir Khan. Like, the fuck wrong with you? You bringing up Amir Khan? Like somebody bring up to Amir Khan trying to argue that about a resume. It's the same thing somebody saying, well, he fought Kell Brook. We know it wasn't the best Brook, and we know Canelo shouldn't have been fighting Amir Khan. But big, hold on, 1 second.
Hold on,
big time fighter. Hold on, 1
the
second.
reason why Amir Khan went to fight Canelo was because he was ducking Kell Brook.
I get all this. I get all this, but look, I'm not into the UK politics. All I'm saying is, at the end of the day, Canelo should have been fighting somebody else. I don't give him no credit for that, man. I don't give him no credit for that. He don't get a cookie for beating Amir Khan. Amir Khan got toilet paper for a chin. I've never brought up and said, well, Canelo beat Amir Khan. That's another guy. No, fuck that. I'm not even going to discuss that. That's nothing.
Well, technically, he was a champion, so it is a former champion.
I look. Some people can glorify it. I'm not. Mills, are you checking for that, Mills? I'm not.
Fuck no, we knew what that. I mean, bro, this dude, he got outlined in chalk at 140, bro. Guys, let's stop playing games, man. That dude, we knew what it was, man. That was death row. They walked that man to the gallows the minute he stepped in that ring with Canelo, bro. I was like, he ain't getting credit for this. That dude, oh my god, that was brutal. You see, he knocked the snot out that man's nose.
I gotta ask a question though, and this is for Mills, this is for Hit Kid. Yes, I put him in the top 6, 7 spot pound per pound, but at the end of the day, he had the least path of resistance to an undisputed championship.
Devin Haney. Devin Haney.
Yeah, that guy too. I wouldn't put
Devin Haney above that.
No.
Devin Haney has the least path to resistance. Then you would probably look at Terrence Crawford has a lighter schedule.
That's what I'm saying.
Hold on. I'm talking about Terrence Crawford's first undisputed. His second undisputed, you can say he had to get it out the mud because he did fight the best guy that nobody could beat. So no, if I'll put it like this: if Danny Garcia would have beat Errol Spence that night, would he have gotten full credit? Absolutely. If Ugas would have beat him that night, he would have got full credit. We got to do the same thing with Bud. Bud got it out the mud on his second undisputed strap, and we can't. We just. I know the Spence did not look like the other one, but you also got to get at the Bud. Bud made him look like a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm. I'm not saying
he's just that good.
Errol Spence is he gets credit for that one. But what I'm saying is 140 or I don't
his
remember
first
much
undisputed run was not great, but the second one was.
Okay. I see.
Even the first one, man. Like, I mean, just it wasn't really no stomp. Like, it wasn't the same 140 that Josh Taylor and Ramirez fought at. Nah, definitely not. But shit, bro. Postal was a factor. I'm not saying that was he went through a gauntlet of opposition, but Postal was a factor. And then like Nuke just said, the amount of resistance that he met trying to unify with them cats on the other side of the street, it wasn't the resistance wasn't met in the ring. It was the politics.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And we got to take that into consideration. And so, all right, cool. You dust everybody else off, and then me and you get in the ring and brawl out, and I violate you the way that I did, flawless victory style. Oh yeah, you're pound for pound, dog, top 5, and he's the first one to do it twice. Go undisputed twice in the fourth. With men. Nah,
quick
bro.
one.
There's no way you can put him at. You can't put him below number 4.
And hold on.
5. Okay, 5.
Hold on. One second. I got something I got to see because somebody finna have a problem today. Mexican 6'9" Killer says, Nuke, get on the hit kid for being on Ring IQ and giving bad dating advice.
I did not say that.
And calling you a booty
Damn,
in his
Hit Kid.
fan. Hold on. Don't say anything yet. Hit Kid, if this is true, oh my goodness.
I did not
This
hear.
cannot
No.
be true. Go ahead.
Hold
Kid,
on.
you got the floor.
Hold on. Let me on up. So I was on Ring IQ. I didn't give bad dating advice, so there's a lie. Okay, I didn't even mention anything about that. On being a Boots fanboy, I'll fully own up. I did call you out on that, and I will stand on business here in the chat. I'll stand on business to your face.
Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate you standing on the hit. So now it's time for my response to that. First off, the reason why you can't give dating advice, because there ain't no bitches over there where you at, Hit.
No, dude, it's a bullshit thriller, man.
Hold on, but seriously, with Boots, I don't think that anybody could ever call me a Boots fanboy because I respect what he's done. A unified champion, undefeated, excellent skills. I mean, he's an excellent fighter. I'm not one of the fans saying that he can go up to 68 and clown Canelo. I'm not even saying he can go to 60 and beat Janabek. But I do think he's going to be one of the remaining 3 at 154. Bakram, Virgil. Hold on. Bakram, Virgil, and Boots. I don't think that makes me a fanboy for believing he's talented enough to do that and be.
It makes you a lover.
Hold on. Nuke last week, and I'm actually going to go to Supreme and Steel. Did Nuke not last week say Boots will be the last man standing when he was fully fanboying? Did he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did.
But he practically said
he be staring the hornet's nest. I know he be saying shit.
I said he was going to be one of the last 3.
No, you said he'd be the last man standing. Come on, Nuke.
Well,
He could be, but he's going to be one of the last 3. Let's go back and listen to the live. I said Virgil and him is 50-50, and I didn't even rank him in Bakram right now because I would pick Bakram over him. What are you talking about?
No, you're okay. You're a lover for Boots, then.
I think Nuke needs the casket for the body bag on this one.
You need 2 votes for the. Hold on. You need 2 votes for the casket. Preem, does he get a casket?
You get the Snickers bar with the vein.
Hold on. Do we get the casket, Preem? Mills, do we get the casket? I need 2 votes.
Yeah, you get the casket.
Man.
Don't be like that. Come on.
Nah, we can't give him the
105.
casket.
Do I get the casket?
No, we can't give him the casket, man.
We got him because it ain't like he's not saying
it.
nothing now that he didn't say last time. He's standing on it. He's standing on it. He's standing on it.
Okay.
He ain't get caught up in no trick bag.
The casket, Nuke.
He's the wizard of the Yellow Brick Road. He doesn't get the casket.
Look, I'll tell you this. I think, and let's get to the Boots shit right now, real quick. Where's old boy that's supposed to be here to debate?
Yeah, where is he? I've called him out on names and he's not here yet.
Onslaught. Go check up with him, Clavo. Somebody figure out what Onslaught is so we can get him on here so we can get that debate in. And so, what were you guys debating on their hit about the Boots and Virgil?
So Onslaught, pretty much when we were. As news was brought today, Eddie Owner said that there's a potential for a Boots versus, Virgil fight. Boots has signed off on it. They talked it over with Golden Boy. We don't know if Virgil's father's been notified yet because he came out, dismissing it as you showed me, Nuke, on a DM. But pretty much there is a signed agreement, ain't there, that I believe Golden Boy are going to present it to Virgil where Boots and Virgil are going to fight in February. No, what happened?
And so that sounds like so.
That's a great
fight.
It sounds
like Turkey. Yeah. Hold on. It sounds like Turkey would have given an offer, or somewhat, because isn't their last offer come from Turkey?
I don't fully know. I'd have to double check. Well, Virgil's last fight was on a Turkey card against Madrimov.
Yeah. So I feel like it's only been presented to one side.
Yeah. Here's what really got it heated though. Onslaught came out of nowhere saying Boots absolutely cooks Virgil, which I immediately jumped on, and I'm like, you can't say that. We've yet to see Boots fight at 154, and also Boots takes punches to deliver punches, which we have seen in all Boots' fights. Virgil, in my opinion, is getting better and better, and then Onslaught does sacrilege, dismisses, the Boachuk fight, which was a close fight. I'll fully admit, you could have scored that for Boachuk, you could have scored that a draw, you could have scored that for Boots. But then fully goes on to trash Boots in the Madrimov fight, which, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it, Virgil won that fight cleaner than Bud did against Madrimov. Anyone not saying that is an idiot.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I don't know if it's a narrative he's pushing or what, but when I told you I thought about the Virgil and the Boots Ennis fight, for me, that's a 50-50 fight right now. I know most people say I'm crazy. Oh, that's easy Virgil, 60-40, 70-30, something like that.
I have 70-30 Virgil, as I told
so
you.
No,
Hit
that
Kid got
50-50
70-30 Virgil. Well, how do you got that Boots Virgil fight right now, Preem?
60-40. Virgil.
Virgil. Where do you got it, Mills? Where you got it?
60-40. Virgil.
I won't argue that.
And me personally, I got it 50-50. And I know that's crazy, but can't nobody say that I'm like fanboying for anybody, because if you know me, you know I fucks with Virgil heavy, and you know I fucks with Boots heavy. So I fuck with them both.
Yeah,
And I think they both talented. And that's one of them fights where I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
my
the thing,
problem
too.
with
I got it
Onslaught
50-50.
is I'm not dismissing.
Boots ain't gonna be doing all that fancy bullshit he's bulled off on that other guy he
Oh,
fought.
come on.
Running around,
Look,
shuffling his
no.
feet. He ain't doing that shit to
I got to
Ortiz.
play devil's advocate, man.
I'm gonna let you say that right now, 105. I just got to give Hit Kid a quick casket. El Caesar brought up something I didn't even know. Hit Kid needs a casket for saying Raleigh Romero has a chance against Brian Norman.
Chance, that was it.
Okay.
Oh,
Isn't he fighting Broner now?
Hey, Mills, they brung it up, Mills. They brung it up.
Come on, man. Hey, yo.
You should never touch a nigga. That's the
Get
one
Preem
I
a
put it up
casket.
there.
Get Preem a casket.
I'm
We need
gonna
a casket for Preem.
I take the casket.
We got
Hop in
the
the body
casket up
bag.
for that,
Hop in the
man.
body
It's
bag.
for me and Mills. This is just for me and Mills. That's it. I'm just gonna put three. That's it.
Look at that
man.
shine.
Man,
I
stop,
said
man.
Raleigh
You
has a, I said, if you remember,
stop playing with
Raleigh
me,
has a
bro.
They brought his name up. I stay quiet all this time. You know what I mean? So,
wait.
Man,
Hold
you
on,
gonna make my hair
105.
fall out,
You're
man.
about to answer it, 105. I apologize. I interrupted. Go right ahead.
No, you're
105.
good. So I gotta say, from what I've seen I've seen Victor, well, not Victor Ortiz. What's his name? Virgil Ortiz.
Yeah.
I've seen his fights. He does commit some mistakes too. So I would have it maybe 55-45.
And that's fair. To me, that's fair.
fair.
I mean, they both make mistakes. And I think for me, the biggest question when it comes down to Boots is his chin.
that's can he take that Virgil power? We know Virgil could take power. We know that. He's been through fucking hell and back. We know that.
And so the question is Steel Mills, are you confident in Boots in his chin at 154?
I mean, we ain't even seen him get stumbled yet. We haven't seen him hurt, not to my recollection.
He hasn't fought at 154, right?
Yeah,
No.
he hasn't. But even at 147, we didn't see. I can't recall him seeing him get staggered or anything like that. So I won't say that his chin is questionable. I won't say that. I won't say that. But what I will say is that ain't no 50-50 fight, man. That's like a 60-40 fight, man. You know what I'm saying? Because while 105 did say Virgil makes mistakes, yeah, he does. But the thing is, man, when you're a pressure fighter, you're gonna get hit.
You're gonna get hit. Yep.
You're gonna get hit because you walking into the drama. You're walking right into the smoke. You dig? If you walk into a burning house, you're gonna get get burns from the from the flames or whatever, man. So yeah, you're gonna get hit. But I think that and he's a lot more. What's the word I'm looking for? He's a lot more solid in his style than Boots is, because Boots is a dude. He's a flashy dude. He likes to use his lateral movement and shifts and everything, but we can't escape the fact that this dude did an uppercut mid-ring and did the Michael Jackson spin because he whipped so bad because he couldn't break distance. We not finna sit here and ignore that. We not finna sit here and ignore that. And on top of that, Virgil has fought somebody with that same style in McKesson, and he went over when he had to go on the hunt, and he tracked him down and stopped him with a body shot.
Yeah, those body shots were crazy.
Yeah, bro. So I'm saying, man, like Virgil is, while Boots is more flashy, Virgil has more substance in his style as of right now. Maybe we can see, we can change our minds a little later, but as of now, Virgil is that dude.
I will bring the percentage down if Boots fights a killer, which he's not going to do. He's going to fight.
He's not doing that in the first.
He's not.
I don't believe that.
But the truth,
I don't think he should.
I want to see how Boots fights at 154 first, and then I might bring it down a little bit. I'm still picking Virgil to win that fight, though. What I just think, what I couldn't stand from John Boxing, who, by the way, is currently ducking the live. I want to make this very clear. He has been sent the live link. Clavo's got onto him to get on here. He is ducking me right now over this. It's the fact that what blew my mind weren't even, the argument over the Boots versus Thing fight. I'm like, Virgil definitely has a chance, and I'm picking Virgil. What blew my mind?
All I got to say is they ain't the only one being ducked.
Yeah, no, Pac.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. What blew my mind is, and guys, please educate me on this. How the fuck can you come out and say Crawford had a better performance against Madrimov than fucking Virgil?
Well, I mean, here we've already
Coach
discussed
Neil,
this
Coach
with this
Green.
guy.
What up, baby?
I see you, man.
You see,
Get back on the bag. Get back on the bag. Get back on the
I
bag.
see you.
Back on it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just crazy from Onslaught. So he's been called out. If he doesn't show, he's a duck.
Well, remember to rewind the tape on Onslaught. Onslaught told me live on live stream 4 months ago that Vergil Ortiz was a hype job. He also said that he hoped he would lose to Israel Madrimov, and he said if he saw Madrimov on the street, he would look the other way and run the other way. All of these things. So you got to understand that's the reason why he's feeling how he's feeling. But I will tell you this: I don't really like the fact that Boots. I mean, like, I'm not angry that he's taking a tune-up, but I would prefer him to jump right in the fire. Me personally. If he
jumps right in the fire, no. Here's the thing: if he jumps right in the fire, I'm more picking Virgil. But if Boots was to win fire jumping right in the fire, that gets him on the pound list.
Imagine he jumps in the fire. Hold on. Imagine he jumps in the fire, beats Virgil, somehow comes out to win. You got to say, man, I didn't think he was ready for that challenge. He didn't got the win. Look at all the credit you get for that. But I mean, look, I'm not mad at if he even takes Virgil or me personally. I think Fundura's a tune-up for Boots. Personally.
I don't even think he'll get by that reach. I don't even think he'll get by that reach.
Not right now,
making
man.
those double take.
Not right now, man.
Cream, can Boots get past that reach of Fundura's?
I don't think so.
Cream. If you don't see it, just tell me, Preem.
I'm be honest. I'm gonna be honest. The way Boots move, the way he moves and all that, and the way he gets hit sometimes, and Fundora using that jab now, I don't think so, bro. I don't think so.
I got Boots knocking out Fundora, bro.
Yeah.
I think Boots can knock him out, bro. Just he got to fight forward. I don't want him to move back. No, don't do that.
Hey, question to the panel. When was Boots' last fight?
April
against the guy they took off the show that was dusted for like 3 years.
I do like the fact that he's trying to stay active.
That's pretty good, though.
That's not bad. Let him take his tune-up. That's fine. Let him take a tune-up.
I want him to get at least quality opposition, but I mean, we'll see. Let me finish these chats. Mike Trey said, Nuke, you see Roy Jones Jr. saying he could beat Usyk? Hell no. One thing I'll say is, now, when Roy Jones Jr. said this, he said in his prime. And I think Roy Jones Jr. in his prime was one of the hardest people to beat in the world. But then again, he would be fighting at heavyweight in this equation, I'm assuming, which would be insane.
Wait, didn't Antonio
can put him at
Roy Jones?
I'm sorry?
Didn't Antonio Tarver beat the shit out of Roy Jones?
He did. But Roy Jones was not at his very best.
I thought Roy.
Are we talking about the same Roy Jones Jr. that when I interviewed him, he said, "I'm gonna have to sit down on this seat because my knees ain't like before, youngster." I was like, "All right, bro." I got that interview, so just to let y'all know, I interviewed him one-on-one.
Hey, we need to hear that.
Roy Jones wasn't the same going into the Tarver fight because he did. What did we say about weight cutting when he weight cutting back down from heavyweight?
Well, let me ask you this: a prime Roy Jones right now is 100% prime at his absolute best, and that's one of the best fighters boxing has ever seen. What chance? Hold on. What percentage chance do you give him at beating Usyk?
5%. 10%.
5%. I'll go this. I give Roy Jones only a 10% chance because heavyweight weren't his best weight. No, middleweight on the line. He beats Janabek, and I'll be the hottest take here. Prime Roy Jones beats Canelo.
He beats Canelo.
Prime Roy Jones knocks out Canelo. What are we talking about?
Prime Roy. Hold on. Prime Roy beats Canelo. He beats Crawford. He beats Benavidez.
Yeah.
He beats Mayweather.
It's really hard for me to pick a fighter in that area that can do anything with Roy.
He
So
beat
Yeah, man.
everybody south of
Triple G, want him
175 pounds, bro.
so
That's the reason why they call him Captain Hook. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, they don't see that.
So I'm watching retro fights for the summer, retro boxing fights. First fight I decided to watch for the summer starting today. The fight where Roy Jones Jr. was really fucking mad. The Montel Griffin rematch.
Oh, yeah.
What he did to that brother.
Hey, who did he fight that he hit someone while they were on the knee and he got disqualified? That was Montel Griffin, right?
Y'all must have forgot.
So Sodi was knocked out, via the illegal punch. Roy went backstage to his lawyer, said, listen, don't care how much you fucking pay him. You make sure in 6 months he brings my belt back. And then absolutely fucking murdered him in round 1, if y'all remember.
I would be honest with you. Roy and Muhammad Ali, my 2 favorite fighters of all time. Canelo's entered that chat with them.
Oh, wait, what about
Go right ahead, Mills. No, I didn't get Mills on this one.
I want to say this, and Mirage actually beat me to it in the chat, bro. At heavyweight, it's a different story, but at cruiserweight, because he was 195 when he fought John Ruiz.
Yep.
Oh, that's cruiserweight. That's cruiserweight. So you put
that.
him and Usyk in the ring at
especially
because Usyk is the smaller guy beating bigger men. So he's actually utilizing his athleticism to beat these bigger men. On top of that, his power carried up the heavyweight. So not only is he athletic and mobile and can use angles, he's a hard hitter too. So he's knocking everybody out. So that would be a crazy fight.
That'd be
me personally. I'm going to edge Usyk only because they basically have the same skill level. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, I don't know. I might have to give the footwork. I might have to give the edge of footwork to Usyk.
That fight's not close, bro. No,
yeah,
Mills
is.
We gotta remember, Usyk is 2-time undisputed.
I think the one thing about Roy Jones, he cashed his jab in for a hook. And, that's gonna be it's gonna be hard to land.
No, that's true. That's true.
It's gonna be hard to land that lead left hook on the Usyk, man. It's gonna be real hard.
But Usyk's boxing sound, dude.
But the saving grace
is Usyk southpaw or orthodox? I mean,
he's southpaw.
He's southpaw, right?
Well,
see, that changes it.
It's easier to land the lead left, the jab and the lead left hooks on the southpaw. The target,
exactly.
The targets are, the target is closer. So
and we got to. And Roy's not the regular dude. He's exceptionally quick, exceptionally fast, but he's the best. So whereas the regular might not miss their best punch, but with him and his athleticism, that might be a different story. So that's a real 50-50 fight for real. I was doing like 60-40 Usyk, but no, once you pointed that out, because you coach Mills.
I don't know, man, dude. Honestly,
Preem is the coach.
This is all hypothetical. Hold on. Let me finish out these comments. Noah says when Crawford asked Canelo if Victor Paul wasn't elite, Canelo got plenty of elite names in his resume, and Crawford's first thought was Postall. I think Crawford. I think for me, when I look at this, I think Crawford went Postall because he wanted to go with a guy that nobody would criticize. I think everybody is jumping on the Errol Spence's trash bandwagon. And he can't really, if he throws a name out there, then people are going to try to discredit. In my opinion, I think they're just going to try to just shit on him. But in reality is he shouldn't have to hide that Errol Spence was a great win. It's an elite name. It's a pound-for-pound win, and he should get full credit for it. He shouldn't have to hide that. If I was Bud, I would have said, Errol Spence, that's my elite name, and I fucking did what nobody else could do, and I retired that motherfucker. That's me. What do you guys think?
I agree with that. I agree with that, man. And you said the same thing, bro, that I said. I made a video saying it, bro. It ain't that, just people pigeonhole his career to the Errol Spence fight. And I think he's trying to find a way around that. Like, if I say Spence, then you're going to say that's my only win. So I'm not going to say Spence, and I'm going to look to highlight my other wins that were good wins.
But then in return, he makes himself look like a clown.
Yeah, that wasn't smart. Nuke just said, you should have you should have just said Errol Spence, because we can't get around that. Errol Spence is off top your best win, bro. There's no getting around it.
Because Errol Spence is what led to the fight right now.
It's an excellent win.
No, but there is shame in it. There is shame in it. Because he was the one that said Errol Spence is not a Hall of Famer. So there is shame to it.
Damn, he did say that.
And look, and that's when he fucked up. He shouldn't have said.
That's where that shame comes from.
He lets. He really needs an attorney to talk for him. He got to stop. Buzz, stop talking. Hire me. Let me do this for you. But you
Don't
fight,
worry, he's gonna get
I
that after
talk.
the fight with Canelo.
Hold on, man. Carlos. Canelo and Roy Jones is a 50-50 fight?
Not
I
a
don't think
chance.
so.
No.
I don't think
No.
so. Roy Jones,
No.
me personally, Roy Jones is just something. I don't know. I think that's,
70,
I don't know,
30.
man. For me, Canelo, Roy Jones,
I'm
for me,
gonna be honest. Canelo
is
would be the best
80-20.
puncher that Roy fought. He would have the most IQ. That's a 50-50 fight. Because how
No, it's
many
not.
we've
No,
seen
it's
plenty
not.
of fighters that display what Roy Jones displays.
No,
So
it's
you
not. No,
know,
it's not.
I don't see.
It's a Roy Jones unanimous decision all day, maybe late stoppage. He would pierce Canelo up from the outside.
I
He'd be
don't
too
think he's
quick for
stopping.
If,
He's
Canelo.
not
if, if
stopping Canelo.
Antonio Carter can knock out Roy Jones in his prime,
That
you don't
wasn't
think
That
that
prime.
wasn't the
fucking
same.
That was
Canelo?
That wasn't the
not
prime
Roy
Roy,
Jones'
though.
part.
That wasn't the prime
was
Roy.
That
not
wasn't prime Roy.
Nah, that wasn't.
not at
That
all.
was
I
Roy
take
that
that
kept
back. I
fluctuating
take
in weight.
that back.
That was a Roy fluctuating in weight. I thought Roy Jones did beat Tarver in the first fight, but that wasn't a prime
I
Roy,
did
bro.
too.
You think when you look at prime Roy, you looking at, oh
We're going
man,
into James Turner.
But they've only had his
So
that was
was
an
prime
Roy
early
in
so
his
Roy. That
prime
was
long.
an
when he
early
fought
Roy.
Tony?
That was an early Roy.
Mills?
What's up?
When he fought Tony? When he fought James Tony? Was that prime Roy?
Early
I don't think
Roy.
I think 75 was his prime, bro. Like before he jumped up to heavyweight.
160,
Wait,
I think.
wait. So you're saying that Roy Jones' prime is not at middleweight, it's at light heavyweight?
I think I might have to go with light heavyweight, man. I could be wrong. But I think light heavyweight.
Yeah, I'm thinking more 168, but then again, I'm a casual and you coach Mills, so we're gonna go with what you said.
Man,
Here's the
His
question.
prime
Look,
was
just
dude,
because
Coach
Mills, don't get
Mills shit.
hold on, hit.
General
Don't be like
Mills over
Terrence
here.
Crawford. Hold on, don't be like Terrence Crawford, Mills.
General
Take the
Mills.
compliment. Damn, Mills, take it.
Here's
I got some
the
fruity pebbles right over there.
Here's the question. Prime Roy versus the two best light heavyweights of our current modern era, Bivol and Beterbiev.
So what are we looking at?
He
A
beat
Roy
both of
versus a
them.
Bivol.
Roy beats both of them.
Roy versus Bivol.
I'm
Which I
sorry.
got?
Roy's beating Bivol. He's stopping Bivol. And Beterbiev is a
Okay.
great fight, but he schools Beterbiev. I'm sorry, Roy's that great.
Decisions.
Okay. I respect it.
I think he'd have a better. I think he'd have a better. I think he'd have a tougher fight with Bivol because he's gonna have to go on the hunt to get
I
Bivol.
agree.
Beterbiev is gonna meet, and I think he can outmaneuver Beterbiev. I think he's way faster on his feet than Beterbiev.
Oh, for sure, because he has way better footwork.
He's gonna hurt
Bivol. But
what about Kalsagi, dude?
Who?
Kalsagi or Kalsagi? I don't know how to spell his name.
Oh, Kalsagi.
Yeah.
That wasn't a prime. That wasn't a prime.
Really?
That wasn't a prime.
Really?
Really?
This is post heavyweight Roy, bro.
I was getting ready to say, after the jump, he's no longer in his prime because, like you said, he's fluctuating weight.
One thing I will say is Kalsagi doesn't get talked enough about.
You said what?
Kalsagi doesn't get talked enough about.
That's my cat.
Hold on. Let me get these chats out of the way real quick, man, so we can get back to it. Average boxing fan says Kell Brook had came down from 160. Porter was about 13 months. I'm assuming Avenetian was Bud's worst. I can't find landing 18%.
No. I need to highlight.
Hold on. Errol's put 13 months. This is a little all over the place, but I get where you're going with this. So when we started to Kell Brook, when we started to Kell Brook, it was actually Errol Spence who fought Kell Brook coming down from 160 off of a knockout loss and an eye surgery. That was Errol Spence who got his belt and his fame by fighting that Kell Brook.
I apologize. Nuke, I have to interrupt. There is a crime to boxing logic being spoke right now. I have to interrupt because this is fucking criminal. Mirage just said Roy would give David a tough fight. Roy would kill that man.
Nah, he didn't say that.
Who said Roy would give David a tough fight?
He didn't say that.
He did say that. He said that in the comment section. I've got the comment right here. It's under clean.
Please pull that shit up, bro. Please pull that shit up.
I have to
he's in the chat.
He's in the chat. He just said Roy would give David a tough fight. Roy would kill David.
No.
What's the name of the guy?
Oh my God.
Mirage said it.
Mirage could not have said that. Mirage.
He did.
Ain't no way he that
right
Ain't no way he did. Nah.
He said it. There it is. There it is.
There it is.
That's a special type of dummy right there, man.
Sometimes I think. Look. I'm a guy that's I'm against.
That's crazy.
I don't even know what to say to this, man. This is like a different kind of stupid. Like any respect that I had left for Mirage is just gone. Like, are you this stupid?
This
Dude,
dude.
come
Oh
I'm
on.
sorry.
my
I'm sorry to
God.
interrupt.
tough fight.
I'm sorry to interrupt the super chat because I know we don't usually do that, but that is
No,
a fucking
you had to
criminal.
hit. Look,
That
this
is
was a crime
criminal to
against
say.
boxing that this guy was, and I'm
A
glad he
crime
said
against
this.
humanity.
I'm glad he said this because at the end of the day, anytime Mirage ever tried to debate anything, this is a body bag that'll stay with him forever.
Yeah, screenshot
Word.
that shit.
Screenshot this shit.
Screenshot that shit,
Let's
and
get to this.
every time he hop on another live saying some, nah,
This is
you
it.
post. He got to justify that shit right there.
Yo, I
And
just
God
screenshot the
for
whole
damn.
shit, the
this,
whole
and
panel. The whole
Mirage, I'm
panel.
gonna tell you this. Hold on, Mirage, go ahead and click the link, and you get your ass up here.
Hey,
Oh my God, dude.
Onslaught's family showing up, so
Oh
just
my
drop the
God,
link.
David, bro. I think
Oh
David
my
would lose,
God.
bro. He would just pull out the fight. He would just
Oh, and
he'd pull out
Onslaught,
both
Worried
hands
with
hold
and
on,
you,
then
yeah.
let him.
Onslaught is here as well. Onslaught says send the link. I just dropped the link for you, Onslaught. I dropped the link for you, Mirage, as well.
Oh my
And
God, I can't
hold
Wasn't
believe
on,
that
he
dude
said
supposed
that.
to be up here for a minute already or something?
He coming right now, allegedly.
I
hold on.
can't believe Mirage said
Oh,
And
that.
shout out to Young Gun said Hit Kid just bullied the IBFP.
I had to.
To the Young Guns.
Nuke, I had to. There was a crime to boxing
He had no
humanity being
choice. Hit
spoke.
Kid had to hit me with that UK shit, man. It is what it is, dude. It is what it happens to the best of us, man. I ain't got no ego, bro. These guys got to stop. I want to just answer this until old boy gets on here. And the only thing I want to say is this: that was not Terrence Crawford who fought Kell Brook coming off of all that shit. Unfortunately, Terrence Crawford did fight him 3 years later, but at the same time, you can make a lot of reasons as to why that fight took place, all this other stuff. But my only thing is, I don't think anybody's glorifying the Kell Brook fight. We're not leaning on the Kell Brook fight as to why he's great. I don't think that's just a fight. Like, nobody's leaning on the Amir Khan fight as to why Canelo's great. It's certain fights with certain fighters. We're not leaning on those fights. Those are sometimes these fights. Everybody has those fights, like those weird whatever kind of fights. Porter, that wasn't the best. Avanesian, he was trying to get a tune-up in. Spence would have been smart to get one in himself. You can't be mad at Bud for trying to stay active, at least somewhat. And that's been a criticism of his career, is that he's not been active. So he definitely needs to be that. And I don't, and even with the Madrimov thing, to be honest with you, say what you will about that, he still got the win. He still kept his belt, and he moved up to fight another champion, another weight class. I just can't criticize Bud at this point on those things. For me personally, I just can't do it. I just
And
can't do
hold
it.
on, before Mirage gets in here, we weren't even talking about David. Well, why is he bringing him up?
Good
because he's a
point.
fucking idiot.
Bro,
Mirage,
he could have stopped coming up, bro.
is Mirage still in the chat? Because I don't even see him anymore. Like, is he in the chat asking for the link or
I think
anything? Mirage?
he
He
bounced.
should have left. He should have left
What do
after
you
that.
call him?
I think he
Garage?
Hey,
bounced.
Hopefully he
the
did.
Uber Eats guy is outside with his pizza.
Hold on,
With
Yo,
his
hold on.
pizza
Onslaught.
Mirage, you a bitch.
Hold on, Onslaught. Are you there, my brother?
Yeah, man. What's up? Can you hear
What's up, Onslaught? How are you doing today, my brother?
me? Doing good, man. Doing good.
Good to talk to
Well-
you, man. I'm gonna come back to you and Hit Kids debate in just 1 second. Let me just get these chats, all right?
Welcome to the
I
doghouse.
got you.
Edgar Moreno, what's good with you, my brother?
Was good, Nuke. Was good. Salute to you and everyone in the chat and the panel.
Salute to you, my brother. I know you had a long
What
week
up?
dealing with Mirage's mama, man. I hope you feeling all right.
What?
Fuck with you, Edgar. Mirage, where are you? I don't know what Mirage is, but
Yeah,
if
Nuke.
Mirage, if you're here, this is your opportunity to get on here and explain yourself as well. Let me read this. Shout out to Domo. Says, hey, yo.
I'm cloning him on X. I've just let everyone know who's not here what he said on X. He has to be cloned for that.
And JMA says that is the problem in a lot of weight classes. They're afraid to fight each other and lose, and we don't get unified champions. That is an issue, and we need guys that'll be more willing to get in there and fight anybody and everybody. That is a big thing in boxing. And Turkey's been helping that when he's putting this money on the table for these guys. Champy says Crawford is definitely not top 5 pound for pound. Usyk, Bivol, Beterbiev, Canelo, in a way. I'm not gonna touch that. I'm gonna let Mills do that because Mills looking like what the Mills.
Dude.
Mills, speak to that, Mills. I'm gonna let you handle that one, Mills.
Beterbiev isn't even a champion right now. Bivol,
ain't coming off a loss.
Exactly, ain't coming off a loss, man. Bivol, all right, yeah, just I still personally consider Bivol undisputed, but you've done it in one division. Bud is a 4-division champion, dog. Like, what are we doing here? And you're double undisputed. Stop playing, bro. That's that. Come on, man. Stop playing. Stop playing. Stop playing.
Okay, and then we also have my brother Ulysses says he wants to debate the Bivol situation, right?
Yo, what's up?
Absolutely. I'm gonna let you get that debate in as soon as we're done with the onslaught. I promise it'll be just 1 second. And
Yeah,
then
go ahead, bro.
JMA
I'm
says,
good.
"Come on, Haney was unified and not pound for pound." Some people put him on the top 10 pound for pound. He
Oh,
definitely did not deserve to be pound for pound. That was the
Joe
lightest
No,
Jones
touch I've
Haney.
ever
doesn't make you
seen.
pound for
No,
pound.
I'm
That was
sorry. Haney was
disgusting.
not pound for pound.
hell no.
JMA says Cambosis were unified and not pound for pound. That is correct as well.
Yeah, for reals.
Dude,
NHA Tube
Chocolatito was
says,
considered. Well, actually, no, he
go
was
ahead,
pound for
go ahead,
pound.
go ahead.
No, no, that was my fault because I was like, wait, no, Chocolatito was pound for pound even
Yeah,
after he
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So no,
that's
that
true.
He was
was
number
my
one at a point in time.
Yep.
yep.
NHA Tube says IBFP, you keep it 100% objective and fair. Some guy on here named Hit Kid called me a fanboy, so that's okay. We'll sort that out. We'll sort that out. You know how these guys are, man. You know how these guys are. It's all
Oh
good, man. It's
shit.
all good.
Hit Kid, the
I've
fat
talked
chick
so much.
thriller.
I've talked so much shit about Hit Kid. And Hit Kid owes me like 1,000. Like I don't even want to know.
Oh shit.
Oh, you shit.
No. Oh, literally just talking shit. Hit. You taking
Yeah.
it too little. That's
Hey,
that
IBF,
English shit.
don't worry about
Go
it.
eat some tea and crumpets. Hit. Let me
I'll
finish.
take care of him. I'll take care of him in a minute. Don't worry
Please,
about him.
please try.
Oh, he's gonna
Makes
take
it
care.
Virgil
Onslaught gonna take care of you. Hit.
Exactly.
Champy says best at 154, and real boogeyman is Jesus Ramos.
Fuck out of here.
What the fuck's he on about?
That's funny.
Oh man, Lord Scante says what I don't understand about the PBC froze out Bud argument is why didn't he go up in weight sooner? He had Golden Boy, Matchroom, and was the zone, etc. He could have went up in weight. That is one thing, but at the same time, if I don't know, man. I think he could have went up weight a little sooner, but at the same time, I'm not 100% mad because that was the weight he was still most comfortable in at the moment. I can see the argument on both sides. You want to add anything to that, Mills?
Is he talking about Bud?
Bud, yeah.
PBC. I mean, shit, bro.
PBC had 154 too. They had Charlo and most of them guys
Yeah,
losing. So they had both
Spence,
divisions.
Yeah, they did, but Spence was his legacy fight. You know what I'm saying? Like that was his career defining fight. So if I can still make the weight comfortably, I bet I'm gonna keep Deboing you into this fight.
And look, it paid off.
It paid off dividends. So boom.
That is true. That's true. JMA says, I heard him say Boots takes Usyk. That's what I said. On the live stream, I said Boots can beat Usyk. But that was clearly a joke, Hit, so don't take that seriously. Clearly that was a joke.
I know.
Antonio Garcia says, me and Boots used to Snapchat. What? Hold on, what?
Oh, hell no.
Shout out to Antonio, man. Frontline Migo. Frontline Migo, go ahead and click the link, man. I would love to have you on the show.
Hey,
he said it's Onslaught, the dude who sounded like he be crying. I don't know who sounded like they be crying, but Onslaught, they coming for you today.
IBFP. Frontline, he came to my gym. I beat the brakes off of him.
Oh, Frontline Migo?
I beat the brakes off of him in my gym.
Frontline, you got to get up here and answer this, my brother.
I beat the brakes off of him. Hey, ask Coach B. Hey, I beat the brakes off Frontline in my gym. He ran out the ring. I'm telling you.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Frontline, you gonna have to get up here and answer these allegations, man. You officially been charged. Junior says Bivol didn't duck Benavidez or Beterbiev. I disagree.
Can't say that now.
Ulysses,
No.
did Bivol duck anybody?
I can explain it to you in different points on why he didn't.
Okay, I'm gonna have you do it. I'm gonna have you do that in just 1 second. Pork Chop says Virgil had already sparred Israel Mandramov. I feel like that's outside of the conversation. Soul Taker Swift J said, I got a 51 to 48% in favor of Boots over Virgil. Salute. And then Dwayne Styles says, IBFP, I made a Discord server that's completely empty, like fan-made unofficial IBFP server. You cool if I post a link to it? Hell no, I'm just fucking with you, man. Post a link, bro. It's all good. It's all good, bro. Edgar, and salute to you, my brother, Dwayne. Dwayne's a real one, man. Dwayne been here A1 from day one, my brother from another mother.
Definitely.
And I'm going to tell you, Dwayne, if you haven't checked out, go check out my brother Steel Mills channel. I'm telling you, you're going to really appreciate the content. And Edgar says Roy would beat the brakes off of anyone at 175 today. Thank you, Edgar. This is the smartest take of the day. I know Bivol's an excellent fighter. I know he's great. But Roy Jones Jr. in his prime was something else. Roy Jones Jr. was something else. And I don't give a fuck what Steel Mills say about it. All right.
What you talking about, man? I'm in agreement with you. I agree with you.
Mike Trey says, Nuke, I think Prime Roy Jones Jr. beat Canelo, but doesn't knock him out. I agree. I don't think he stops Canelo. What about Roy Jones versus Beterbiev? I think Roy Jones either he probably stops Beterbiev, maybe.
Come
And no way Roy
on.
can beat Usyk at heavyweight. Usyk would knock out Roy. That's very possible. Usyk has proven to be something else. So I can't argue that, Mike. I cannot argue that. My brother Edgar says Mirage on that good shit. Because by the time the drug gets all cut up, by the time it gets down under, drop the link. I got you. Edgar already on it, man. And Mirage is on the best shit you've ever seen in life. For him to believe the shit that comes out of it. The fact that he think Benavidez and Roy Jones Jr. would be a great fight.
Wait, Mirage said that?
Yes.
A tough fight.
Yeah,
A tough fight.
Mirage is the craziest dude ever.
Mirage said that Roy Jones Jr. gives Benavidez a tough fight. And I'm like,
he's a fanboy for sure. He's a fanboy. He's a Benavidez fanboy.
He is.
And it's despicable. And one baller says Garage threw up eating cinnamon toast crunch cereal. That sounds like JMA says stop with the ashy pills and kiwi juice. And notice Ashy Knuckles is nowhere to be found. So I mean, we already know, but maybe he needed to take some time off to phone home. I don't know. You know, the ET fingers. I don't know. Anybody get the reference? And my brother Punch Drunk Boxing, salute to Punch Drunk. He said they saying Bud is better than Canelo, more accomplished and etc. If he beats Canelo, he's top 5 all time. If Canelo beats Bud, he's the GOAT. If they giving it to Bud all the praise, give Canelo that same praise. I agree. A lot of people feel like Canelo Alvarez is
Mills.
And most people feel like, but a lot of people feel that way, that a lot of people feel like Canelo Alvarez doesn't deserve credit. I agree with Punch Drunk. I believe he deserves credit. At the end of the day, if everybody says he's more skilled than you, more talented than you, you're talking about such a high level of skills that he can jump multiple weight classes and beat you, then that's a decided advantage. He also has a reach advantage, height advantage, speed advantage. What are we talking about? Everybody almost universally agree. I'm going to say 75-25, media, boxing, pundits, trainers, all saying Buzz got it. Give that man his damn credit. Canelo's if he gets the win. Hold on, but at the same time, if Canelo loses, no Canelo fan in the world should make one fucking excuse.
Agreed.
If you lose to Bud, Bud is just a better fighter. He's great. He's generational. Don't make no excuses except that L, but we'll see what happens. Lord Sante says, Nuke, I got Mirage riled up in the comments on purpose saying Benavidez, Andre Ward has something. And look, man, Mirage is too much of a coochie to get up here and say anything and debate it. Stand on what you stand on, Mirage. All right, now we're ready for the debate. Onslaught hit kid. Who wants to go first? Who wants to explain their position first?
What are we talking about?
Boots versus Virgil. It's Boots versus Virgil. That's all we talking about.
So they're debating Boots versus Virgil. And so Hit, you want to go first?
I'll let him go first. He started it on so I'll let him go first.
All right, cool. Before I get into that though, really quick, I just want to say IBFP, I appreciate it letting me come onto the panel. I know we had our back and forth, we had our little beef or whatever, but that's in the past. We both really passionate about boxing, and at the end of the day, it's all just boxing talk, right?
Absolutely. I mean, look, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I've even fallen out with my grandma over boxing talk. My grandma's a big Tank Davis fan. I had to say, get the fuck out of here with that shit. The fuck, like, Tank. But then again, I fall out with everybody with this stuff. So it is
passion.
What it is.
That's all. Yeah.
That's all it is, man. Yeah. But you guys go right ahead.
Right. So what I was saying on Twitter back and forth for Hit Kid, I was saying I got Boots beating Virgil Ortiz confidently, very confidently got Boots beating Virgil Ortiz. And the reason I say that is stylistically, with Jerron Boots Ennis' style, the way he uses his jab, the way he uses his angles, the movement, he can fight on the inside, he can fight on the outside. Virgil just hasn't fought anybody like that yet. That's the issue I have. And it's not Virgil's fault. There's not that many guys at 154 with Boots' style. But when you look at Jerron Ennis, he's fought guys with the same style as Virgil Ortiz. His last fight at 147, he fought just like Virgil Ortiz, right? What's his name again? The dude he fought before that, David Avanesian, also fights just like Virgil Ortiz. The main difference is Ortiz's size and power. That's going to be the biggest issue for Boots. Ortiz is, I would say, stronger than Boots, bigger probably than Boots. He has to overcome that. But stylistically, in my opinion, the fight favors Jerron Ennis. That's what I see. And I really have a hard time seeing Ortiz beat Boots. But at the same time, I've been wrong on Ortiz before because I picked Madrimov to beat him. Even though I said it was 50-50, I leaned towards Madrimov. So he proved me wrong on that one. But at the same time, this is different. I think Boots got it.
Yeah, and don't forget Stantionis. You didn't list
Stantionis, yes. Stantionis was Boots' last fight at 147. He has a similar style to Ortiz as well.
All right, Hit. You got it. You got anything to say back?
Okay, so this is the reason why. Listen, I'm not going to disagree with you. That's saying it's not a close fight because I think it is a close fight. I've been on this panel and I said I can agree with the 60-40s, agree with the 50-50s.
Okay.
One, we need to see what Boots looks like at 154.
I agree.
If they reach through the tune-up fight, we need to see what Boots looks like, whether he keeps that, that hint of speed, which he should realistically.
Mm-hmm.
What's his power like to over 154ers? That's going to be a question, because if he doesn't have the power to hold Ortiz off of him, Ortiz is going to come through him, because let's remember, Boots in the fight against Karen and even in the fight against, Stanionis, for Boots to land, the power shots which he lands, he takes 2 to 3. If he can't take that punch off Virgil, he's getting rocked and he's getting put down and probably stopped. And here's the thing, what you just said. Boots fights defensively. In my opinion, he'd be the best defensive fighter Virgil's fought. I will totally agree on that.
Right.
But Virgil's fought many different styles. Look what he did to the pure boxer in Madrimov. He beat Madrimov worse than Crawford beat Madrimov. I'm sorry, that's just fact. I know we argued about that on X, but that's true.
Yeah.
Okay? Because people were saying Crawford, robbed Madrimov and all that. I scored it a draw, but there was controversy. No controversy in what Virgil did to him. Put him on his back foot all night and had him, punching shadows. And he had him to where Madrimov was leading with the head against Virgil in the late rounds, if you all remember that, trying to foul him.
Yeah, that's true.
The Boachuk fight was a close fight. You could have scored it a draw. You could have scored it for Virgil. You could have scored it, for Boachuk. It was a close fight because, yes, Virgil got knocked down twice, 2 flash knockdowns. One in round 1, where he was flash knocked down. Flash knocked down, weren't fully hurt, but he was knocked down. And then he got caught with a right hook, if you remember. I believe it was round 5, where his gloves touched, but he wasn't, fully hurt on that.
I believe it was round 9, I think.
Yeah, round 9. But if you remember, he was on the front foot in that round, if you remember, pushing
He came back
off. Because that was an inside wall. Boachuk came really at Virgil on the inside. And the problem was Virgil in that fight came from behind. And in the later rounds, round 9, 10, and 11, he almost finished Boachuk in round 11 and 12. He put Boachuk on the thing and went on a run to snag that fight. No, you could have scored that fight anyway. The way I see it is Boots, in my opinion, this would be the best opponent he's ever fought.
Yeah, I agree.
If he beats Virgil, full credit to him. But stylistically, I see Boots' style where he will take 2 to 3 to try and land his, home run, if I'm allowed to say it. That style, in my opinion, suits Virgil Ortiz perfectly, who we have seen go forward and back guys up into a shell to where they don't have answers, and pretty much from there, I think Virgil will go on to stop Boots. I think Virgil would stop Boots late. I think it'd be a good fight, but that's my opinion on it.
And let me ask you this. Do you believe that Boots would be Virgil's hardest or at least best opponent that he's ever fought at that point?
I think you would have to agree on that. I think you would have to agree both fighters would be the best name on the resume each way.
Okay. I can respect that.
No arguments on that.
What you got any other counterpoints on Slot?
Yeah, I think the main thing that Hit Kid is forgetting when he's analyzing it stylistically is how active and dynamic Boots' jab is. If you look in his last fight against Stanionis, he was going to the head it was like his jab was just going everywhere and Stanionis just couldn't get past it. And I struggle to believe that Virgil Ortiz will be able to take away Boots' jab. With Madrimov, the issue was Madrimov's movement. It took Ortiz about 4 rounds to figure out Madrimov's movement and be able to cut off the ring, walk him down, and just land these heavy shots. And he did a great job in that fight. But against Boots, he's going to have to get past Ennis' jab. And I don't really see Virgil Ortiz being able to do that. And also, I question Virgil's chin because in the Boachuk fight, he just got tapped one time and then he went down. You know what I mean? And if you look at Ennis has a lot of power. And I agree with what you said. We need to see him at 54 first. We're talking about a fight where, a guy hasn't fought at the division yet. So it's kind of speculative. So we got to see his first fight at 54 and see how he does. But Boots has a lot of power, man. He's a great counterpuncher. And he can fight on the inside and he can fight on the outside very well. I see him as being too dynamic for Virgil Ortiz. Virgil Ortiz hasn't fought anybody like that yet. So that's how I see it.
And one thing I wanted to add to that was Boots Ennis is a naturally bigger fighter than Madrimov, probably a natural 154-pound fighter,
Right.
if I'm not wrong. And I think didn't Virgil
he
gloves
is.
touch the canvas twice that fight?
He did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yep.
By the way, we've got some breaking news and maybe an answer to everything which has happened in the light heavyweight division in a few minutes.
What happened?
I'm gonna just post it to Nuke right now. Still doesn't give us an answer. You should have announced that a few weeks ago. Pretty much, Bivol's had back surgery.
Damn.
Knockout. That's just been announced.
Shit.
That's just been announced by the Ring Twitter. But just back on this debate, okay? Because we're keeping it to this. I agree with you that Boots has power and all. I'm not disagreeing on Boots' power. The question is, does it carry to it's same with Crawford? You know what we're on about his speed and power. Going into the Canelo fight.
Yeah, same thing.
But the stylistically, you're saying that Boots would, Virgil would struggle, with the power jab which Boots has, and I would agree. This is the best jab for real that Virgil has been in against. But if you remember, you were saying the same thing about not only Madrimov's movement, but Madrimov's jab. From round one, you said it took Virgil a couple of rounds to figure out Madrimov. I'm sorry. He had Madrimov backing up from the start. I remember the first 4 rounds of that fight. I scored it 4-1 Virgil. He had Madrimov figured out from the start and he was backing him up. And the other thing was, Virgil with his pressing attack never let Madrimov set. Yes, Boots will try and set with a jab, but if Virgil presses onto him, which we have seen Virgil Ortiz do, he loves to press, and I think he's grown from the Bulacek fight. He's definitely grown from the Madrimov fight. He's entering his prime. If he presses Boots, we have not seen Boots. We've seen Boots, fight on the back foot, but we've never seen Boots under that kind of pressure. And you know the saying in boxing, pressure breaks pipes.
Of course.
Yeah, look, I agree with that little comment you made right there. It's true. Ortiz, look, I'll say Ortiz is top 3 best pressure fighters in the sport right now, right next to Bam and Benavidez. When it comes to pressure, yes, Ortiz is great, and he's a front foot fighter, and he's a dog, bro. I agree 100%. I was very impressed in the way he took out Madrimov, 100%. But that's different when you're going up against somebody who knows how to use their jab well, can fight off the angles, is a good counter puncher, good head movement. It's different. You know what I mean? And it's like, look, when you look at Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, right? Errol Spence, great pressure fighter. He was going through these guys, right? But when he fought a guy like Terrence Crawford, who was able to use his jab effectively, right? Keep Spence at a distance, manage the distance. Whenever Spence comes in, he times him with the jab, and then catches him with those sharp counters. It looked like a completely different fight. Now, I'm not saying that's how Virgil Ortiz and Boots will go. I think Virgil Ortiz is 100 times stronger than Errol Spence, right? Bigger and everything. It's going to be different. Boots will have to, manage Ortiz's power, right? But I do think stylistically, that jab is like, I haven't seen. Can you tell me one fight where Ortiz dealt with somebody with a really good jab?
Well, the Madrimov fight was supposed to be the one where he dealt with someone with really good footwork and jab. But let's be honest, Crawford struggled with Madrimov's movement and jab in that fight. You can't tell
Absolutely,
me
he did. Yes, movement wise. Movement that he struggled with that. I agree.
But
and
I would say this is, but as I said to you before, I would say this is the elitist jab that Virgil has been on against.
Yes.
I think Boots' jab is one of the top 5 in the sport.
Same here.
Movement wise, I don't think Boots moves the same as Madrimov, and that's why
correct.
And that's why I think Virgil will get in and get to doing damage.
Hey,
that's why we debate each other right here.
No, you're right. Look, I think Boots versus Ortiz will be a mid-range to close-range fight. Madrimov has some of the best movement I ever seen in any boxer. I mean, when you look at him training, I've never seen somebody moving like this. And the fact that Ortiz was able to cut off his movement, corner him, and do that to him is very impressive. Even Terrence Crawford had a difficult time like managing somebody who just throws 100 feints and moves around. It's difficult. So I give Ortiz credit for that. Boots doesn't move like Madrimov. It's true, but the jab though I'm just keep going back to that because.
I know the jab is the money punch in boxing. I will always agree on that.
It's the key to shutting down.
The jab is always the most effective point in boxing. The problem is I definitely see ways Virgil can absolutely negate that jab and get through to Boots. And that's why I'm picking Virgil.
Okay, give me an example of how we can take away Boots'
simple. I just mentioned it. As you just mentioned, Madrimov tried to jab and move. Look how Virgil pressed him, 1-2s, and then to the body. You said this fight will be fought at mid to close range. Did you?
It will.
Did you not just a
it
minute
will.
ago? where Virgil is very effective, and people forget. People think Virgil's a headhunter. No, he's not. Virgil's a killer to the body.
He's a body killer. I know.
He absolutely wrecks people to the body. We've not seen Boots take a body assault of really any of his top opponents. That is fact. Like, we're wondering how Boots' chin may hold up. It ain't the chin, which I think Boots needs to be worried about. It's the rib cage and the body shots. Virgil has a nasty, hook to the body.
Virgil's a good body puncher, man. And look, Boots has a hell of a chin at 47, man. I seen him take clean shots from Avanesian and clean shots from Stanionis and not even flinch. But, 154 is different. Like you said, we got to see him fight at 54 first. And Virgil is a hell of a puncher at 54, man. But, Hold
on, fellas. I hate to interrupt, but I just got a few things to handle first. So a few of these chats, because a lot of guys are saying some things. First thing I want to say is, Frontline Migo says, Onslaught, we never fought. I don't know you in person. I'm in Kansas City, Missouri. Don't be on here lying on my name.
Hey, Frontline, Millville Boxing. I beat the brakes off of you. Stop lying. You know what happened. I had his whole face leaking. Matter of fact, okay, I'm gonna do. I'm gonna see if I can get the video. I literally had this. This man literally said. This man literally put his hands up and said, "No more."
It could be a wrong Frontline. Are you sure it's the right Frontline? It could be a different
Frontline Migo. I'm pretty sure that's him.
Yeah, just
you gotta be sure. That might be sure.
Amigo, with the
that might be him.
Amigo.
I'm gonna check.
You gotta be sure. You gotta be sure. It could be. It could be
from Kansas, Missouri. I'm gonna check, but I swear, I promise you, bro. I think it's him. Beat the brakes off of this dude, and it was just like he literally ran out the ring, bro.
Hold on, let me change the topic real quick for 1 second and just get on this Bivol situation because I got to get that one knocked out. Lord Scante says, Nuke, I got Mirage riled up in the comments on purpose. I already read that one. And Tariq White says Mirage has David Benavidez. No. Hold on. Lord Scante said, Nuke, did you see the Ring magazine posted 8 minutes ago that Bivol came out and had successful back surgery? Ulysses, what do you think about Bivol having successful back surgery, and where do you stand on him not fighting Archie Beterbiev and all of that? What do you? Because I didn't get your opinion on anything yet.
Well, I mean, I have a couple of points that could lead into everything, so I'm gonna start with my first point, and this is the most important point because I see a lot of narratives on here saying that he ducked David Benavidez. I'm not saying y'all exactly, but I've seen it over Twitter. It's a wild fucking place. How can you duck someone who wasn't your first mandatory yet? That was the second in the queue. The WBC wasn't supposed to break the rules and then break the the line of rotation.
Rotation.
Yes, I've been saying this on this live for the past 2 months.
So you can't do that.
That's true.
Because
it doesn't matter.
Because we've never seen him do it for any other champion. But David Benavidez all of a sudden gets that, so I didn't agree with that. That was weird to me. That was Marsucio being being corrupt.
Nope. Yep.
That was what it was. He was being corrupt about it.
I think he's always corrupt. I don't think it really matters. I'll say this: when it comes to that, it's just if it was truly corruption, why did Bivol just say? Why was he even negotiating with David?
I think Eddie wanted to explore his options. You know how Eddie is. Eddie will explore different options. That's the way Eddie gets down. We see him do it with different fighters. And then the second point is this kind of dates back all the way because I've seen people say that he aged Arthur out. No, he didn't. That's not true because the first point is back in December 31st, 2021, there was an interview with Bob Arum. He said, I'm not interested in that fight. I'm not gonna make that fight. Bivol's boring. They're on the dead zone. There's an interview for that.
And prior to that, they were trying to make the fight. But I can pull up those clips later. I don't have all the dates and the clips and all that.
Yes, sir. And then there was another one where I forgot what organization fucking Ring IQ brought it up the other day. He was saying that the Bivol tried to go to the Russians to get that fight made too. So there's that one right there. And then the third one is with the WBC, how they banned all Russian fighters fighting for the belts.
Okay.
How for some reason how a Mexican organization that has nothing to do with Ukraine or Russia decided to ban all Russian fighters for fighting for that belt. Okay. So I mean, I just don't. I mean, the match.
As far is this for David or for Beterbiev or for both?
It's for both. It's for both.
Okay.
I've seen both ducking situations. I just don't agree with it.
Okay, I'll say this. My stance was that he ducked Archie Beterbiev in attempting to age him out a second time. That's my stance on it. But I'm a little more flexible now with the back surgery. But I have a few questions about the back surgery. Like, when I'm reading the post about his back surgery, it says that Dimitri Bivol, let me read this to you. He said, following my doctor's advice, I had to undergo surgery for an older back injury, which I've been dealing with for over 10 years. You're not dealing with a serious back injury. Round 105. Do they schedule those things months in advance?
Yeah, they have to schedule it because they have to get a specialist. But on top of that, it's the same thing that happened with Canelo in his hands and his wrist surgery. Most of these fighters keep fighting up to the point that it starts to become very apparent.
And another issue that I have is when you go to Beterbiev team recently, they said we tried to negotiate a fight with Dimitri Bivol for months and he just disappeared. My thing is, if you're having a back surgery, if you're having an injury, why are you negotiating and just say, no, I'm having back surgery? Why disappear instead of communicating what's going on? See, that makes you seem like a liar. So that means when you say, oh, my doctor's advised to have a back surgery, I don't know that this is not elective just to make you feel better at a convenient time.
Hold on,
hold on. It makes you seem like a liar. You can't disappear in the middle of negotiations.
But can I say something to that?
Kid, hold on, man. You cannot disappear in the middle of negotiations. You just can't do that. And when you've been negotiating for months, you need to communicate. Hey, if I have a back injury, something going on, the lack of communication is what makes all of this seem like a play from Dimitri Bivol. To me, that's what it looks like, because it's hard to believe you when you get up and just walk away from a negotiations. You don't communicate, and you've been negotiating for months. And with the Russians, they offered you a bigger payday than you got in the first two fights. So all of a sudden your back is hurt. Okay, fine. Say that to somebody so we can say immediately, team Beterbiev knows. They're sitting around waiting around thinking, well, I don't know. We've been negotiating. He disappears. A lot of money on the table. Next thing you know, after Beterbiev gets a fight, then Bivol comes out and said, oh, I had back surgery. Guess what? After it was announced that Beterbiev has a fight. Isn't that simply convenient? To me, it sounds like there was not a lot of he was not honest about what he was up to the whole time or what his true intention was. To me.
I agree.
It does sound like that. I mean, come on, bro. A back surgery? You really were talking about fighting not too long ago or something, right? So
but
it's kind of, but fuck it. He got his back surgery, I guess, right? He's got.
That's gonna be a long road to recover, though.
Yeah, but look, not that long. I've seen back recoveries from fucking WWE wrestlers, and yeah, it takes a minute, but we'll see him back again. But the thing is, it's like now we're gonna have to see. The belt might. Callum is the interim belt for the WBO, bro. He might get stripped and shit, and the belts are gonna skedaddle or some shit. Cause look, he's gonna be out for a minute now.
You're right.
This.
So
you're right.
Hey, can I just say one thing?
Go on, Edgar, and then I'll go. Go on.
Like, if what round one, because I mean, back surgeries. If it's true, back surgeries are no joke. So either A is going to take long, or B, let's just say somehow it doesn't take long, it's going to affect him. He might not be the same fighter again.
Yep.
And third, like if it is a long layover where it's going to be a while, then yes, I mean the belts are going to get scattered. The belts are going to get scattered, and in my mind, it creates two possible scenarios. Beterbiev is going to get another chance at fucking picking them all up and making a few fights along the way, or it opens up the possibility for Canelo to move up and try to fight a few times and set up the fight with Benavidez.
Honestly, that wouldn't be a bad idea, though. That would not be bad to see Benavidez, let's say, fight Arthur Beterbiev for like what?
No. Yeah, you're right. But like, let okay. Like, I'm sorry to cut you up, cut a line again. If the second scenario that I just said happens, where the belts get scattered, and I don't know, let's just say Beterbiev wins one or Caleb wins another, but then Canelo, I guess, and his team decide to move up and maybe go at that division. If Benavidez does not make a unification fucking bout, I don't want to hear a fucking peep from any of that fan base.
Here's the thing about Benavidez, and I've been saying this a little bit on Twitter.
But that's
this
true, though, bro.
this dude's never gonna fight anybody. He's gonna find a way to dug Beterbiev. Watch. He'll find a way to
I'll
dug
tell you the play. I'll tell you the play from Canelo now. If he beats Crawford and decides he's moving up,
right now he has...
you do Canelo versus Michael Eifert for the IBF vacant belt. That's what you do, because that's the next mandatory to be called. Is Eifert's. Eifert's was supposed to be called.
Well, before Canelo can do anything,
Hold
He
on.
got to get Bud.
No, that's what I mean. If Canelo beats Bud, you announce because they want Canelo fighting in February, don't they? That was the rumored thing which came out a few weeks ago. You put on the February card Canelo versus Michael Eifert. I think Canelo absolutely kills Eifert, and I dare anyone to disagree. It gives Canelo added more legacy, which will piss off the Mirages and the Ashy Knuckleses. But if David gets through Anthony Yard, there is no excuse why next October or September we don't get Benavidez Canelo for a unification fight at 175.
Or Benavidez Beterbiev.
That'd be good, but it's gonna be weird, bro. Because look, bro, we're gonna see the recovery time for Bivol, bro, and if he is gonna take a long time, like how many interim champions do we have at 175? And
The only interim belt, which I think Bivol will be, the only belt I think Bivol will be allowed to hold on to because it was last in the mandatory, is the WBA belt. I think he'd lose the WBO belt to Smith, who would have to fight someone. Maybe Smith Morel.
Yeah, what not? Smith would be like,
maybe Smith Morel now is for the full WBO belt.
Yeah,
the WBC.
No, he wouldn't be elevated.
No, but
he'd have to fight for it.
Yeah,
no.
the WBO belt would now be Smith Morel. Benavidez holds WBC. Canelo Eifert for the IBF.
Hold on one second. Let me go to Mills. Mills, what do you stand on this whole back situation? Do you think that this was a play by Bivol? Do you think that this was something orchestrated, or you think it was just a genuine situation? Because Bivol's stance is, hey, this is something I've been dealing with. They said it's just going to keep getting worse, so I decided to handle it now. How do you look at this in terms of everything? And do you see him ducking Beterbiev, Benavidez, or you see him ducking no one? Where do you stand on all of this mess?
Man, Bivol and Beterbiev are two consummate professionals. They not gonna do nothing to sell no type of fight, man. I think they respect the hardcores and people who are just as passionate about the sport that they are, that they won't do anything to add any sort of antics and shit like that to out of the sake of promoting the fight. So no, like if Bivol had back surgery because he needed back surgery, then he needed back surgery. That's what that is. Like I'm not about to sit here. Now that I got that clarification, I'm sold. I don't need no other convincing, man. Bivol ain't. He's not ducking. No, you can't duck a dude that you went 24 rounds with.
Facts.
You can't duck a dude.
Not only that, if you need the back surgery because without it you can't give your best in the trilogy, which will be like
exactly.
the fight.
So the question. Hold on. So the question is, why were you negotiating a fight for months and never said anything?
He probably got. Hold on, I gotta play devil's advocate for that.
That looks funny. That looks funny style. We got
no, because what we can't do is we can't get on here and just ignore the facts. Like you could have told Beterbiev at the beginning, I'm getting back surgery. I need to get this rectified. We can meet up. I'm sure Beterbiev was like, okay, let me get a tune-up in. Let me rest my body. I'm 40. No. That's what he should have communicated. Communication is key. You look, if he's, Mills said he's a consummate professional like Beterbiev, then handle yourself like one. Where's the communication?
I can understand that. I can understand that. It looks bad. I'm not.
It does look bad.
It looks bad. It looks bad.
Hold on, no. Hold on.
I stand on my square, man. Before, I mean, he got that back surgery done. We got proof that he's in the hospital. It is what it is, man. We can give you, we can reprimand you for not, communicating.
Yeah.
But I'm not about to sit here and play like Bivol. He's doing all this shit because he's ducking and trying to promote a fight. Nah, that man had back surgery. I'm cool and content with that. Bivol ain't ducking and running from nobody. Benavidez, fuck out of here.
Go ahead, Red One.
Let me play devil's advocate here. Okay, so he was in negotiations, yes, but you gotta remember that through negotiations you gotta go see a doctor to clear you. And he probably went to his doctor and he's like, wait a minute. Your back ain't doing any more well. You've been sitting on this. We need to get this done now before it gets worse and it ruins your career. So, and I guess you got to also respect the boxer's privacy for now, because, fanboys are going to fucking shit on him. Oh, all of a sudden he needs a back surgery now. It doesn't work like that. You have to get cleared, and he probably wasn't cleared by his doctor, so we weren't going to clear him for a full fight by the commission's doctor. You know what I mean?
I feel you on that. The only issue that we have is that's not true. It wasn't nothing about not being cleared. In a statement from his own team, they're saying that his back pain started feeling worse. He went to the doctor and they told him it will only continue to deteriorate Then he thought about it, made a decision, and told him that he'd rather just deal with it now instead of down the line or having to cancel a fight in the camp. And I have no problem if a guy got to have a back surgery or something, but communicate. You don't disappear from negotiations because it looks like you're taking an elective surgery when you could have just said, well, you know, it's something I've been dealing with for 10 years, but today it's bothering me because I want more time off. I'm just saying, hold on. We live in a world where people are not always honest. I mean, yeah, I know Hit Kid believes that all women, you know, are loyal and honest. I know that's the world Hit Kid live in, but that's not the world that we live in. And so at the end of the day, I respect Bivol. I think he's handled himself like a professional for the majority of his career, but this was handled wrong. And that's no reason why I don't blame anybody for having doubt. I think the reason why we all thought he ducked Beterbiev clearly was because he walked away from negotiations when there was career high payday on the money, and he didn't say shit.
Well,
you can't do
that. Brothers, I want to cut y'all off on that. I want to cut y'all off on that, but I got to go. I got to take a drive to the Bronx. So I'll hook up with y'all soon, all right?
Salute, Preem.
Salute.
Okay,
so,
my brother,
Nuke,
be safe.
Good night, Supreme.
Here's the $1 million question, Nuke, and this is to you since you feel so strong about it. Is it a duck?
I think for me right now, I thought he ducked Beterbiev, but I'm gonna hold judgment on that. I'm gonna pull back from that. I'm not gonna hold it against him and say it's a duck anymore. At this point, I'm just gonna say that he's moving funny. So if he does something else, then I'm like, see, this is a continuation of that. But as of right now, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, and I'm gonna refrain judgment on that and say right now, I don't believe he's ducking at this point. Just off of the back surgery, but I could understand how somebody could feel that he's moving funny style because you randomly have a back surgery. You've been negotiating for months, and it's an elective surgery that you could have had now, later, or even 10 years ago, but you chose to have it at this very moment in the middle of negotiations for whatever reason. It just seems odd, and you disappeared and didn't tell anybody. And you're not saying that, oh, this is what I'm dealing with. You could have just said, I have an injury. I'm dealing with it. Let me handle it. I'm sure Team Beterbiev would have been fine with it. Immediately after the fight, I need to deal with this instead of entering months-long negotiation and doing nothing. It just looks bad. It's very unprofessional from him and his team, but everybody makes mistakes. So I'm willing to give Dimitri Bivol the benefit of the doubt on this one, though.
Does that mean you revert back to David Benavidez?
What do you mean?
You said, I think David Benavidez has fought everyone. Does that mean you revert back on your
No. I stand 10 toes on David. David has been wanting to fight everybody. I don't change on how I feel about David. I think David. Mills. Hold on. I do think David is willing to fight anybody. I think if you put anybody in front of him, he's willing to fight him. I haven't seen him at this point saying, I refuse to fight this guy or that guy. I remember we all thought he wouldn't fight Morrill, and he did it. And he surprised me with that. I'm like, okay, let's see where he goes. So I'm going to refrain holding judgment. I think David has earned the benefit of the doubt. And just like David has moved funny at points, Bivol just moved funny, and we got to keep the same energy. We can't be, Bivol is this guy. No, then you guys are on a meat lover special with Bivol at that point, all of you. If you want to sit up here and ignore this guy and want to communicate for months, well, you guys must be ordering the biggest Bivol meat lovers we've ever seen. We got to admit and keep the same energy. When one guy moves funny, another one does too. It's just being fair across the board. And hold on, hold your meat lovers. And so the whole point is, I think it's fair to refrain judgment on Bivol, in my opinion. But at the same time, I'm going to show David that respect until he shows me otherwise. If he go in there and after yard, he's like, well, I'm not going to fight this guy. I'm not going to fight over here. He starts moving funny. Then we're going to, all right, David. Now, but at this point, he's showing me that he wants it. He's on the Saudi side. He's actually doing what we wanted him to do. So too bad it's not against Callum. But it's what I'm saying, and in fairness, they did offer Callum to fight.
They offered it to him, yeah.
And so I can't be mad at David. I just can't.
No. But as I said on this live previously,
are we gonna see the belts get scattered like the fucking? Oh no. I'm just saying. So, bro, what are we gonna see with this shit? Are we gonna see the belts get scattered like some fucking Dragon Balls and shit? Like,
he's only going to be out 2 months, and they're going to order the IBF, then the WBO. So, is he going to come back? Do you think he's going to come back and fight a trilogy right away, or do you think he's going to come back and fight his mandatory right away? Still, Mills.
I hope it's his mandatory. I hope he fights Benavidez. because I think
No,
Nah,
he's not
man.
gonna
He's not
fight
gonna.
David first on slot because David's already the champion.
Yeah,
He would
David's
need
a
to.
oh
He
yeah,
champion.
would
you're
be
right.
looking to
David. Oh
unify
yeah,
with David. He
right.
would
You're
have to
right.
fight the IBF first, right, Mills?
Right.
I
Because
mean, man,
Benavidez,
just get a tune up. Who's it? The IBF? That's Michael Eifert, right?
Yes, that's
That is the
Eifert first.
tune-up.
Yeah, just go on
oh
ahead
yeah,
and
that's
step on
trash.
that dude. Go on ahead, crash that dude, get him out the way.
Now,
And
after hold on, Mills. After that, does he fight the winner of Smith and Callum
Morrell.
Smith and what's his
Morrell.
name?
Morrell.
Morrell. I
Morrell.
fucking forgot his
Morrell.
name. Callum Smith and Morrell as the WBO mandatory right after that because that mandatory is back to back. So is he going to fight that mandatory next, or is he going to fight the trilogy after that?
I would, man. Ooh,
That's
I
a
don't think
tough
either.
spot. You got back
That's what I'm saying.
surgery, you got 2 mandatories, and you got a trilogy. What are you taking?
I don't, man. Either fight is a dope one because the winner of Callum Smith and Morrell, that's a fresh face in the ring. If the trilogy is there, if what we hearing is true about Beterbiev and David Benavidez allegedly locking horns in April, shit, get the winner of that fight. You did I wouldn't be mad at either one personally, but
You think that's a good problem solver? You have
yeah, it is.
Beterbiev and
Yeah, that's
That's
good.
what I was
That's
gonna
good.
say.
and Benavidez fight,
Beterbiev
and
and
the winner
Benavidez.
fights Bivol
And you have the
guaranteed.
WBO
Yeah, that's good.
mandatory fight. Bivol.
Let,
That's what I was
let,
saying.
let my man Hick get cook.
No, that was exactly what I was going to say.
Ah,
For that
cool.
April card, the 2 main events would be Beterbiev Benavidez, Bivol versus the winner of the WBO mandatory, because I think Bivol will fight either probably December because they do a Christmas card, a month after. I think he'd be ready by December or early January. April, May, you do Bivol versus the WBO mandatory. You do Benavidez Beterbiev. And then from the winners then fighting Christmas
Hey,
next year,
Hick.
November.
Hey, Hickett.
Christmas.
Hey, Hickett. When is my boy Callum fighting Morrell? When is that date?
Rumor
November
has it that's-
22nd.
Oh, and quick
That went
question.
on the
I
Benavidez
don't know if
card.
I've asked everybody on the panel
Yeah.
this.
Okay, for sure.
Onslaught.
Yeah.
Who do you got in that Morrell Callum Smith fight and why?
Ooh, that's a good one. I got Callum. I think Callum, when he sold against Boatsy, if he sold that against Morrell, he'll beat Morrell for sure. I think so.
Okay. Edgar,
Yeah.
who do you got in the Callum Morrell fight?
I got Callum.
By knockout or decision?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say he's gonna stop him.
He might.
Oh wow.
He might.
Man, that'd be
Damn.
crazy. He does have pop.
If he
Callum does
stops
have
him,
pop at 75.
If he stops him, I gotta call Callum the Mexican monster, bro. Come on, man. We can't. Come on, man.
Yo,
Go
boys,
ahead, Hit.
I'm going to be going. Callum Smith knocks out David Morrell. I'm off.
All right, Hit, man. Salute
Better.
to you, my brother.
All right.
Hey, Luke.
Yeah, round 105.
So I got Colin Smith. So this is just a question. We don't have to delve into this
No, go ahead.
topic. But is it true that fucking Rolly Romero is fighting Adrian Broner?
I think that's a rumor. I don't think it's
That's
done
a
yet
rumor,
or
bro.
set.
That's a rumor.
Oh,
That's
shit,
a
dude, I've
fuck.
heard. I'm like,
Wow.
fuck, dude, that's not.
It is the
That's-
PBC
Wow.
though. It is
That's
the
crazy.
I heard that
PBC though.
rumor too.
That's the
I
PBC
heard that
reaching.
rumor.
That's the
Wow.
PBC
Yeah.
reaching.
But are
It's
they
like-
because they? I mean, which one is better for them? It's Rolly Romero versus Ryan Garcia in a rematch. Which one is a bigger fight that you think they would take, or do
Ryan
you think
Garcia
they
is
would
a
take
bigger
that
fight.
one?
Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, Ryan
Rolly
Garcia.
Would stop him.
105.
Rolly would stop him, but it's bigger.
Hey,
Yeah.
So what would be
Hey,
the
my
point
boy-
of an Adrian Broner fight? I don't understand.
Money
He's
grab.
coming.
Money
I know.
grab.
I was gonna tell you guys.
Why is a money
Did you
grab
guys hear?
too?
And
Did
how,
you guys
I
but
hear
guess-
how was a
rumor about
Broner
him,
fight a
Rolly,
money grab,
and
bro? How was that a money
and-
grab?
You're gonna get
man?
more
because
than
of the notoriety on the press conference and shit.
No, bro.
But-
Broner's last fight with Blair Cobbs, that shit was in a
For
fucking
real,
gymnasium, dog.
Cheap shit, bro.
Rolly-
No,
Cheap
that ain't no money
Cheap
grab.
promotions, bro. Yeah.
But I don't know
Dog
why
Cheap
he's coming
Promotions
back,
does it
dude.
with,
Oh
like,
my
the
god.
money, bro. It's different.
Yeah,
Because they-
Broner.
Use the
Just stay
money.
over there, Broner.
Yeah,
Just
Broner's
stay over
trash.
there.
He from my city, so I can say that. So
Yo,
Needs the
Luke,
money.
Oh,
Yeah.
105. And I was gonna tell
Damn,
you. 'cause
shout
I
out
heard that.
Cincinnati.
That's a
Shout out
rumor,
Cincinnati,
though. That's
man.
a
Shout out to the
rumor, bro.
Natty.
yo,
I
Luke.
think I did
That's.
hear that
I was just
rumor, bro.
wondering what it was because I did see the rumor. I don't know if it was complete, but I'm like, is he seriously coming out of retirement to fight Raleigh?
105. Look, there's a rumor Pacquiao and Rolly might happen, bro.
that's what I
was
heard.
hearing
Pacquiao
that
and Rolly.
too.
That makes sense,
Oh,
though.
They both at 47.
No.
I mean, look, hey, if I want to see Rolly and Mario Barrios, like let's unify.
Yeah, that's what I wanna
let's
see.
Yeah, no, fuck it. Let's
Yeah,
see
that's actually gonna be a bad fight,
PBC
actually.
fighters the two
That's a
worst
good fight.
champions in the division fight each other. You know.
Unified. Well, it's not bad.
That
I
would
mean,
be.
Raleigh doesn't win
Oh,
that fight though.
Yo,
Then
Nuke.
again, I don't know.
Look, we need somebody for the good of boxing to get Raleigh Romero out of here. Get Ryan Garcia
ASAP.
out of here.
Yeah.
I'm honestly, I'm tired of Ryan Garcia. I'm tired of Raleigh Romero. And one more thing,
Tired of David Haney.
is Teofimo Lopez overrated?
No way.
Nah, he's not.
No,
I can't
He's
agree with
actually
that.
amazing. Tio is a beautiful boxer when he's on his A game. I mean, he
Well,
does.
Teo is also one of the only guys that's regarded as the top pound for pound fighter to lose to a CD level fighter that we
Yeah,
wouldn't expect.
he's on and off.
yeah.
He's on and
that
off.
was because
Do
of
we
his
got
dad though.
Teofimo beating any of the big names? Is he beating a Shakur? Is he
Nah.
beating a Haney? Is
No.
he beating a Brian Norman? Is he
No.
beating any of those guys?
I don't
Nope.
think
He
so.
could beat
thing
Haney.
about the thing about Teofimo, he's the type to lose to Shakur, but beat freaking Brian Norman Jr. He is that type of fighter. He will do some
Yeah.
crazy shit. Like,
No.
He's not
he
beating
will.
Brian Norman. Let's
He's
stop
Wow.
right
not
there.
beating Brian
No,
Norman
he
Jr.
definitely
He
will.
ain't gonna
He
beat
definitely
Brian
will,
Norman.
bro.
He ain't beating Brian Norman, but
He has
Okay,
a
hold
chance,
on.
but
Who said he beats
Teofimo
Brian
Lopez.
Norman Jr.?
Yeah, he has a chance.
Maybe
I
he
mean,
tickles Brian Norman Jr., but he ain't beating him.
Well,
Bro,
hold on.
look, this
Hey,
is the thing
let's
about
look at this. How would he beat Brian Norman? Would he just simply outbox him, take away his tools, take away
outboxing.
his
the
That's
thing
power?
the
is,
What
only
does
thing
he
he
do to
could
beat
do.
Brian
the
He
Norman?
could
thing
only
about
outbox him.
freaking Teofimo, I think him being athletic and him being a good counterpuncher, I think he'll be able to set up Brian. He's not gonna knock him out or hurt him, obviously, but I think he'll be able to outbox him.
No, yeah.
He'll be able to
you
No,
can't
outbox
the
him.
take
thing
one
about
single punch
the
from
thing
Brian. You
about
can't take one
Tio,
single
look,
punch
look,
from
look.
Brian Norman.
And this is about Tio, bro.
We
Tio
don't
just
know that
reminds
though.
me
We
kind of
we
like
actually don't
some
know
of
if he
these
can't take a punch
fighters.
from him because he's
He
never been
got
Look,
knocked
dropped
look,
by
out.
Ken
yeah, no,
Bosu,
no, no.
bro.
Tio,
Yeah,
Tio,
he
Tio,
got
no,
dropped, but
he
he never got hurt
no,
though.
bro. He's good. He's
If
good.
he
He's good, but he just doesn't like moving up. Like, when's the last time you see him stop somebody, bro? He
right,
hasn't had a
hey,
stoppage since moving
if
up,
Brian
bro.
Norman hits
You know,
Tio,
so
his
it's
head is
like
going into the audience, bro.
I
They ain't
was
letting
seeing
him get
people.
tired.
I was seeing people
Yeah, I'm
like
not lying about
I
that.
gotta ask Mills this because this is a good one. Mills, do you see Teofimo beat Norman? I know you said Haney beat Norman, Shakur. I'm gonna throw in Keyshawn in there as well. Although Keyshawn's supposed to be on some big hiatus until next, which is weird.
well, he
Keyshawn,
retired.
honestly,
He
Keyshawn has lost me as a
retired.
fan, bro. He's
That
lost me as a
He lost
fan.
me as a fan too.
He gonna
He
have to
lost
do something to
me.
get that back.
Yeah, he
He
lost me
lost
as a
for
me.
fan
real,
too.
bro.
Bro,
If
I
you
literally
lose
made a
weight,
status on
you over here
Facebook right
beating up
before when he
somebody
was
like
going
this.
into that fuck. Who was he supposed to fight? And he lost the belt. Who was that dude that he was
Dela
supposed to
Santos.
De Los Santo, yeah. I was like, yo, Keyshawn is next up. And then that debacle
Yeah,
happened up there in Virginia. So he lost me as a fan
he
at the
lost me
moment,
too.
man. But he fucked with the city tough up here because of Bud and everything. So I'm a
Yep,
supporter of Keyshawn. But you're gonna have to show and prove. But you give me a Keyshawn on this A game, I think he'll fuck Teofimo up.
I agree.
I
Ooh.
think Teofimo will beat. I think he can beat Haney, but Haney's feet makes that fight competitive. Brian Norman Jr., bro, nah, man,
He
he's
ain't
gonna take
beating
that.
Brian Norman.
He's gonna take Teofimo through 7 stages of hell, bro.
For real.
Maybe
Chemotherapy,
8.
all that.
Like,
Crazy.
Put him out.
like
Maybe
I
8
said,
stages.
And
maybe
Shakur
Teofimo can
Stevenson,
tickle him.
the last one, Shakur
Yeah,
Stevenson, Mills.
exactly. Oh well,
That's a
I'd go with
tactical
Shakur.
fight.
Yeah, I'd go with Shakur still because you like they're both counter punchers, man.
Yeah.
And Teofimo is his foot is stuck in the mud. Shakur's gonna take them half steps back and walk Teo into all type of left
Yep.
hands.
Facts.
He's gonna fuck Teofimo up
Yeah.
and
It's
just
gonna be
really
a
just
12-round decision.
yes, easily. And I'm talking probably like 9-3,
Yeah, something like that.
10-2, 11-1, or if not 12-0. He's
Tio
gonna
don't do
embarrass Teo.
Tio doesn't do well against counterpunchers.
He
Does
don't, and
He doesn't.
he's not active enough to offset their counterpunching, bro. Like
Yep.
he's not like is even though Shakur Stevenson beat Zepeda I don't see nobody speaking on this shit, bro. But Zepeda will follow Shakur Stevenson out at the end of a combination, man. So if Shakur is letting go of 3 and 2 of the 3 are landing on that last shot that's landing, he's following Shakur Stevenson out with the jab and
Yep.
he's snapping his head back.
Yep.
I've seen him do that a multitude of times in that fight.
Facts.
That's not Teofimo's game, bro.
Tio
So
don't do that.
nah. He don't
Yeah.
do that at all. Shakur would embarrass Tio.
does
No, I
anybody
agree
on
with
the
that.
panel have Teofimo winning any of these fights?
Maybe
Maybe
Keyshawn.
Haney.
Maybe
Maybe Haney
Keyshawn.
though. Maybe Haney.
Maybe
Haney or
Haney.
Rolly?
Maybe
yeah,
Haney.
maybe that.
I'll take
I
That'd
could
be
give
a
him the Rolly
boring
Romero
fight.
fight, but
He
I
could
don't
fight
think
Rolly
Rolly
if Rolly
Romero
is
will
talented.
fight him.
If
Oh
he
no,
doesn't hit on the
he'll
chin, he
beat
could
up
be
Rolly.
Rolly.
Yeah, no, he'll
Maybe
beat up
Pacquiao.
Rolly,
Maybe
bro.
Pacquiao. There you go.
Yeah,
Maybe Pacquiao.
I think that'd be nah, he'll beat Pacquiao
He could
especially.
beat
Like I
Pacquiao.
think I could see him beat
Who?
Barrios.
Pacquiao,
Tio?
Rolly,
He's
and
knocking
Haney.
out Barrios and shit. He's beating Barrios, Rolly, but then Brian Norman, it's a little iffy. And then you got Haney. I could see it, but maybe it
Iffy.
could be a boring ass fight. I mean, I don't know. But
Ain't
there's a
nothing
couple
iffy
fights
about
like
Teofimo
Rolly, I could
Lopez
see
and
that.
Brian Norman Jr. There's nothing iffy about that, dog. That dude is getting
No.
outlined in
He's
chalk,
getting knocked out,
violently knocked out.
violently knocked out.
And this
Oh
this
no,
is the
yeah,
one
that's what
thing
I'm
I
saying.
wanted to
I'm a
say
little
about Devin
iffy on that
Haney. And like
because yeah.
Devin Haney lost me as a fan for a little bit, but I think he comes through. Even he doesn't even have to win this fight,
He
but if
free
he
smoke.
goes in there with the true heart trying to win the fight,
Who's he fighting
But
again?
what if he wins the fight like last
I
time?
can give him respect for that. Just show me that
Wait,
you're really just trying
For
to win
sure.
the fight.
who
I'm
was
cool with
Devin
that.
Haney fighting?
And he showed you last time. He showed you last time in his last fight. He just tried to win a fight. So you
Nah,
can
he had
Wait,
heart.
respect that, Nuke.
No,
oh, who's Devin
that
Haney
was
fighting?
no, he
Yeah,
had
that
on his
was
track shoes last fight. I
that
need him
dude.
to go in there and actually just try to win.
Yeah, he
Go,
ran
go in there and
against.
try to win. I can rock with Devin. I know I got a controversial take on this one, but I truly believe, say what you will, and I know Mill's going to disagree with this, but I feel like Tank Davis can beat Keyshawn Davis. I just
Oh
feel
yeah.
like Tank can do it.
Damn.
Oh
Oh
my
I think
shit.
he's right.
God
fucking
damn.
Of
God!
course
No,
he
you
would.
didn't just sit here and say that.
Thank you,
Uh,
Oswald.
No,
Bro,
Thank
what?
you.
Nuke is 100%
Thank you.
no,
right.
I can
Thank
dig you
you.
on
no,
100%
that. I
right.
can dig you on
no,
Thank
Tank. I can
you.
dig you on
Thank
Tank.
And
you.
listen,
dog,
Nuke is not a
He
big
no,
fan of
sees
Tank.
it.
He's
He
uh-uh,
sees
Nuke
it.
is not a big
Mills,
fan
he
of Tank.
no,
sees it.
Yeah.
no.
Break that
Listen,
Bro,
shit
man,
down,
Tank is an
Mills.
elite counterpuncher, bro. Keyshawn hasn't
no,
fought anybody
against
like that
who
yet.
though? Against, man, listen,
Bro,
family,
against
listen. Go ahead, against who?
against a lot of
Against
pressure fighters,
featherweights.
bro.
Great
Keyshawn hasn't
featherweights.
fought anybody like that yet.
Great featherweight. Listen, man, we just watched Lamont Roach beat this dude at a
Great
range that he's
featherweights.
most
No,
dangerous
but
at.
look, listen. The Lamar Roach fight though, that fight was close. You could say Roach won or whatever, or you could say Tank won, but Tank had his moments in that fight, and he showed skill in that fight, even though it was, you know what I mean?
It shouldn't be close, and you shouldn't be having your moments when you fight in a super featherweight,
I
though. That's
agree.
my point.
I
In your
agree.
division. I'm gonna go a step further and say this.
Yeah,
Predicated on that, Lomachenko that fought Kambosos will still fuck Tank up.
I
I
don't agree
stand
with
on
that
that.
Oh
either.
my gosh.
I
Oh
don't
my
agree with that.
Damn.
Nah,
I'm not
bro,
gonna.
that's
I'm not gonna lie.
different.
I,
That's
Yes,
I agree
different.
with you
Nah.
though.
bro.
Angle,
I don't agree
Angle,
with
the
that.
footwork,
Nah,
the
Come
he
on.
output.
That
nah.
come on,
yes,
Cambosis?
yes,
Come on, bro.
yes,
Come on,
George
bro.
Yo,
yes.
Cambosis?
come
Yo,
on,
I
I'm not
said
man.
gonna.
this.
Don't say that.
The
Come on, bro.
Lomachenko
Bro,
that the
Mills.
Lomachenko that no hold on. Let me clarify something. Y'all not thinking that I'm saying that George Kambosos
No,
beat
you said
Tank, right?
Loma.
Okay, so
Okay,
yeah, y'all
okay.
did hear me correct.
Loma.
Lomachenko that fought Kambosos will fuck Tank up.
I
We
think
just
He's
Loma.
watched
cooking. No, he's cooking with
I
this
think
one. Loma
Loma.
would fuck him up.
Whoa, that's what, okay. Well,
I think Loma at
I
130
mean,
could beat
I'll
Tank.
pick Loma.
130.
I
I'm
think
leaning to Loma
Lomachenko at
because I feel like
135 can
his
beat Tank.
footwork.
I
That's
don't agree
saying
with that.
I
I
think
I
don't
that's a
know.
agree
fight
with
at
you,
this
Phil.
point.
I agree with you,
Yeah,
still.
that's still a
Man,
tough fight,
bro,
man.
we
I
just
agree with you
watched
too.
Lamont Roach beat. We just watched Lamont Roach out counter this dude in the pocket, push him back, and just completely outmaneuver this dude as a and this is a super featherweight that he brought up. You telling me Lomachenko, who's still knocking shit dead at 135 pounds, can't go in there and beat the shit
It's
out of a
different
Tank
though.
Davis?
Listen. Roach and
But
Loma
I
got
mean,
different styles. It's all about
I
styles.
I
And
feel
Loma,
that, but the
listen,
thing,
Loma's a southpaw, bro. It's different. When you fight a
Wait,
Still, you're
southpaw and you
right.
fight an
Southpaw
orthodox.
Still,
wait,
you're
isn't
right.
Tank
is
retired though? Why are we
different.
talking about Tank? Isn't he
No,
retired?
Tank is still training. I know. Listen,
Well,
105.
Tank and Loma are both
I know his
retired, so
coaches.
might as well get an exhibition.
I feel what you're saying, family. But my thing is this, man. Lomachenko is a pressure fighter as well, so he's gonna fight Tank at that same distance that Lamont Roach fought him at, and he's
Yo,
way more agile on his feet. He's way sharper with his counter punching. He's way more active of a fighter. He's a
Mills.
better specimen of a boxer than Lamont Roach. He would have
Mills.
fucked Tank
He's
up.
You know
I'm
cooking.
why I
listening.
don't
Go
He's
ahead.
agree,
cooking.
Mills?
Mills.
You
Mills
know
is
why I don't
cooking.
be look, listen. Loma struggles against powerful counterpunchers. We saw this against Tio. Tio shut him down with just his power and counters alone. Tank hits about 100 times harder than Teofimo Lopez, and he's far more explosive and more skilled than I think he would hurt Lomachenko, right? You know the type of fighter that would give Tank an issue? Guys who are disciplined, patient, and have the ability to keep him at a distance and counter him, like Lamont Roach,
Lomachenko's not. So
like
Lomachenko's not
Shakur
disciplined.
Stevenson.
Lomachenko's not disciplined.
No, I'm
Fuck
not
out
saying
of here,
Loma's
Oh my
not
man.
disciplined. I'm saying his
god.
Fuck out
style.
of here.
I'm saying his
Onslaught, you
Fuck
style.
out of
killing
here,
me.
bro.
I'm
Bro,
saying
Onslaught.
Loma
you
has.
like listen, bro. I don't know
Yo,
you that much,
Eric,
But
can I
but
I
I can
mean,
finish my
tell you.
I
sentence real
mean,
Listen,
quick?
listen.
Can I finish my
but
sentence?
come on, man.
Listen,
Go ahead, because I got something to
thank you.
say. Go ahead.
Go ahead. You can answer after. Look, Lomachenko with his style would struggle with Gervonta Davis fighting at a close range at a
What?
southpaw. He would be
Hell
getting
nah, bro.
tagged all
I
night
kind
long.
of
And
agree
Oh
with
listen,
that.
my
All right, all right,
God,
No,
dude.
all right. Okay, okay,
no.
okay. I got one thing to say. I got one thing to say.
you saw when
I got one. All right,
Tank
I
fought
let you. I
Jose
let you say.
Pedraza, right?
I let you say your sentence.
One last
I got
sentence.
one
Look, I
thing to
got you.
say.
When Tank fought Jose Pedraza, listen.
Okay,
When Tank
are
fought
you
Jose
okay? I'll
Pedraza,
wait.
you
I'll wait.
seen him knock Jose Pedraza out with his eyes closed, and you saw Loma. You saw Loma was not able to do that. He had to. Jose Pedraza gave him some problems. I'm just telling
Bro,
you.
you're a fanboy, bro. Just admit
I'm
it.
not a fanboy. I said Shakur
No,
gave
we ain't
Tank.
got to do that.
You
You sound like
so
Ashley right now.
Shakur
We
gave
ain't got
Tank.
to do that.
Gary Russell, listen. Gary Anton Russell stopped Tank. Gary Anton Russell stopped Tank.
Let Edgar talk, bud.
why did he avoid the fight until Loma got old and basically retired? Why
Can I
did he
answer?
avoid the fight?
Can I answer?
Why did he
Can I
avoid
answer?
the fight?
Can I answer? Can I answer?
Okay, Ashley, go.
I want to.
Okay,
I want
look,
to hear this.
listen. Neither Tank or Lomachenko expressed interest in fighting each other. Neither one of them. And I dare you to find me one
What?
single video of Loma saying Tank
What
he
the
wants to
fuck,
fight Tank.
dude? Oh my
Lomachenko, listen,
God.
Nah.
listen.
I'm not
No,
even
that's
gonna.
that.
Nah,
No.
come
Can I
on,
talk
come
though?
on. Go
Hold
ahead,
on,
go
let
ahead,
him
go ahead.
finish talk. Let him finish, guys. Let him finish.
Point. I literally saw
Let him
an
finish his
interview of
point.
Lomachenko saying that he doesn't want to fight Tank because Tank is not a draw. You know what that means? Tank, when they asked him, he's talking about, Mayweather Promotions want to control me. I'm gonna let Mayweather Promotions make. Both of these guys didn't want to fight each other at 130. You can
Well,
ask anybody who
I
was
don't
there
know,
at the
man.
time.
I saw Lomachenko call him out several times as well, though.
When?
Several,
Show
man.
me a video where he called out Tank.
Several, bro. We not
Show me one
listen, man.
video.
Floyd is even on record saying Lomachenko, like we ain't in no rush to fight Lomachenko
I know
because he
that.
knew that the pressure was on. So that's all that we
Both of
need to
them.
even speak on about that.
They
Let's
didn't want
go
to fight
back.
each other.
I'll let you have that, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like
you gotta because look, listen.
you can't. No, I don't. I'm letting you have it, fam, because it's like I can't see how anybody is
Listen,
just
I'm just asking you. Show me
this.
where one point where Loma said he wanted to fight Tank. It doesn't exist. Neither
I
one
don't
of
know
them
how.
wanted to fight each other.
There's a multitude of videos on YouTube.
One
You know,
video.
saying the contrary.
I
There's
have
a
not seen
multitude
one
of
single video.
there's a multitude of videos that's saying, the contrary and what it is that you're saying. But I want to
Yeah.
talk. I want to talk about what you go back to Teofimo and Lomachenko, right? Like, no,
Yeah.
what you said about Tank being hitting 100 times harder than Teofimo Lopez, bro. What champion did Tank do with like? Salute. Did we not? Did we
Yes.
forget what? Hold up, did we not forget what Teofimo did to Richard Comey, a sitting world champion?
Bro,
When
Richard
did Tank?
Comey, listen.
When has
Richard
Tank done
Comey
that
had the
to
belt.
any? When did Tank do that to any opponent
I'm about
at
to tell you.
135 pounds that was credible?
Listen.
Mario,
at 135.
Cruz, maybe.
At 135, Tank didn't really fight any good opponents. I'm not a Tank fanboy. I have criticized him several times. IBFP can attest to this. I'm not a Tank fanboy. I just, you know what I mean?
A
I
Tank
have my own
lover.
opinion with it. At
Come on,
130, Tank fought some decent opponents. He knocked out Jose Pedraza. He knocked out Leo Santa Cruz, future Hall of Famer. At 135,
But wait, Leo Santa Cruz was coming up, though.
Leo Santa
You
Cruz
brought
fought at
him
Come
up,
130 before he
on,
fought Tank.
bro.
Salat. Come on,
He fought at
man. You
130.
killing me, loved one.
He
You
fought at
killing me right
130 before
now.
he fought Tank. Tank moved down to fight him.
Man, put it like this, man.
Yeah.
Frank Martin is top 3 wins for Tank Davis, bro.
Yeah,
That's
listen.
just
Frank
that's a
Martin was a
fact.
top 5 fighter at 135. But yes,
Yeah,
Tank didn't fight
but
any champions at 35. He's holding the belt hostage. I agree.
but I'm not clapping at you. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that you this that you this Tank fanboy. I'm not saying
No,
that
I'm not.
about you at
Yeah, I'm
all.
not, obviously. Yeah.
No.
I fucks with it. It's just conversation. That's all. It's all.
No,
It's
for
all.
sure. We good.
But as
Listen, when it
far
comes to Tank, I think he's very talented. He just needs to fight. You know what I mean? Those guys. You see a guy like Lamont Roach. Lamont Roach, I knew him from the amateurs. His skill level is way above what people really know. And, that fight was very difficult for Tank because he knew him and he had those skills. So, Shakur, imagine how tough a Shakur fight would be. Imagine if
he'll
Tank moved up.
embarrass Tank.
Yeah, imagine if Tank moved up to 140 and fought Gary Anton Russell. He could stop Tank. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't see Shakur going up and doing what he's doing right now. I don't know. That's much my opinion.
I mean,
though.
listen, Tank versus Shakur is 50-50, but Shakur has the skills to manage him.
Okay. I didn't say that shit. Oh,
What'd you
fuck,
think?
I didn't say that
How would you rate that fight? 60-40? 70?
60-40, easy. 60-40, easy. The thing is this, man.
70-30.
I would say I'm not even mad at that. And this is even when we go back to Lomachenko.
Yeah.
Tank isn't a busy enough fighter, bro, on the offensive end. This dude is a lightweight who has the offensive output of a heavyweight. What
Okay,
are you
look.
going? What you going like? But the thing is, what are you going to do when you got a dude like Lomachenko who's cutting those angles on you and closing distance and forcing
Bro,
you to
listen.
think at a hold on real quick. He's
Yeah.
forcing you to think at a rate that you may not necessarily be accustomed to. You know what I'm saying? Thinking at just because he's consistent with his movement, his in and out movement, the angles that he's cutting, and it's not just that he's doing it in the beginning of the fight. He's doing it from rounds 1 through 12, and he's a volume puncher as well. You throw less than heavyweights. When are you gonna have the opportunity to counterattack whatever it is this dude is doing and to neutralize his movement and his activity? You're not. You're gonna get outworked. Lomachenko, Shakur Stevenson, fuck Tank up, bro. That's just
All right.
that's just
Listen.
a fact.
And that's a fair breakdown. That's a fair breakdown, right? But what you got to understand is this: is that me or that break?
No, Day Unplugged. Are you there?
Yes, sir. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Talk to us.
you
What? Turn the phone down or whatever.
Yeah,
Like
just
my
pause it
pause
real
off.
quick.
Pause
It's
it real
all
quick.
love.
or
We gonna do
mute it.
What's
that.
up?
Okay, cool. What I'm saying is, look, I understand you made a fair point about the angles and all this stuff, but you got to understand those angles and those movements and everything. It doesn't work against certain fighters. We saw that against Teofimo Lopez. It doesn't work against certain fighters, even against Devin Haney, a fight that I think Lomachenko won. Still, Devin Haney was able to control Lomachenko's movement. All that angles and stuff didn't work as well as he usually does against a guy like Gervonta Davis. As much as you guys don't like him,
But
hold on.
Tank isn't David.
Hold on, listen.
Haney.
Hold on. As much as you guys don't like him, and as much as I agree that he's not fighting the top guys, skill-wise, Tank is just. I think he's too much for Lomachenko. I think it's
Hold
specific
on.
Oh
style.
my lord.
Onslaught. Hold on,
Listen,
My
Onslaught.
man.
Hold on. Let
go
me
ahead,
answer that
bro.
real
Go
quick.
ahead.
I've said it before with people
Yeah.
saying that if you show these kind of skills with subpar competition, it's not going to be the same with top tier competition. So
Look, and listen, I said that already. I said against top competition, it'd be different. That's why I brought up Shakur and I brought up Gary Anton Russell. But at the same time, though, talent is talent. When it comes to a guy like Tank, what I've seen is far above. Like, for example, even in the Lamont Rose fight, most of you guys probably think Tank lost, right? 100%, right? In that
Yes.
Lamont Rose fight,
yeah,
even though you think he lost, he still showed a high level of boxing in several moments throughout that fight. You might disagree, but listen, it's gonna happen. Listen, I know
Man.
Tank's coaches. These fights will happen. Just mark my
oh
words.
god,
No, they not
It
gonna
will.
happen. They
Okay,
not
cool.
gonna
Hey,
happen, bro.
Mills,
But
we can
hold
bet
up.
on it. We can bet on it.
Let me say this. To go back to your Teofimo point, man.
Yeah.
Those angles were working on Teofimo Lopez.
Hell nah.
Yes, they definitely were. So we gonna ignore what happened from round 7 to about 11? They
Okay,
were
in the
working
second half, yeah.
in the second half of the fight. They were working, but the thing was, it was the activity that wasn't. He wasn't using the output to match his fit. His footwork or nothing like that. Man, he had to
Why?
find a way to circumvent Teofimo's power.
Power.
Clearly as day, the dude
The,
was a big
Correct.
puncher at 135 pounds.
Correct.
At the minute he started putting punches together off of those angles, he had Teofimo's wheel spinning. He couldn't neutralize the shit. He dug deep in the 12th round and he was able to get the 12. I personally had to fight a draw because I think he outlanded him in the second round.
That's
But from
fair.
rounds 3, 1 and then 3 to 7, it
Yeah.
was a sweep. But the thing was, when the minute Lomachenko started letting his hands go,
He was touching him.
Teofimo couldn't counter and he couldn't stay in front of him neither. So
That's facts.
those angles are going to work in favor of him in front of a Tank Davis. Easy
Yeah.
work. And
the
I'm
one you
just
were
looking at a dude. Go ahead.
Go ahead,
the
bro.
one thing we're forgetting about that fight with Teofimo Lopez, Loma went in there with a serious injury, with a shoulder injury. We're forgetting about that.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, that's true. That's
he
true.
did, but I won't even bring that up. I won't bring that up because I think he did enough to at
Mhm.
least get to seal a draw. So I won't even bring up the shoulder
I
injury.
mean,
All
I
these
mean,
fighters going
yeah,
to
The,
I
the
fight.
mean,
reason why I bring
I
that
wouldn't
up
bring it
because
up too.
that wasn't 100% Loma. I think 100% Loma probably would have spanked Teo. If
Yeah,
I'm being
bro,
honest.
105. It's like when
what's
Teo
up?
fought Cambosis, that wasn't even 100% Teo. Because look, he fucking beat the fuck out of Josh Taylor and shit, bro. Like
That's fair too.
so
That's fair too. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, look, I agree with you
Hold
guys.
on. Let me go to Day Unplugged because I haven't went to him yet. Hold on. You
Yeah.
finish your point, Edgar, then I go to Unplugged real quick.
So, bro, honestly, you're saying talent is talent. So you're gonna tell me that a 2-time gold medal fucking champion, gold medalist at Olympics and
Olympian.
multiple time amateur world champion has no talent?
I
You're
didn't
gonna
say
tell
that.
me that.
Wait,
You're
when
gonna
did I, when
sit
did
there
I
and
say
tell
that?
me that, or you're gonna sit there and tell us that in
Edgar,
straight
look.
face.
Hey, Edgar, you
Okay,
always do this.
okay.
Hey,
I
Edgar,
guess you
hey,
don't have
Edgar,
2020
Edgar,
vision, bro.
Edgar, you always do this. When did I say Loma has no talent? Mills, did I say
You
that?
just you didn't say
Nah,
that
he didn't
verbatim,
say.
but you're
He didn't.
kind of
I didn't
saying
say
that.
that.
You're
I
not
did.
saying it word for word, but you're
When did I say
implying
Loma
that,
has no
bro.
talent? When did I
You're
Lomachenko
imply
beats
that?
implying
Tank.
that. Don't play
When did I
dumb,
even
bro. You're
imply that? How did I
implying it.
imply that? Edgar,
What
hey, Edgar,
happened to
you got it. Your
what's his face?
comprehension skills suck, bro. When did I ever imply that? I said Tank
You're
has
implying
talent.
it,
I
bro.
didn't
You're
say
implying
Loma
that
doesn't have
one
talent, bro.
fighter. You're implying that one fighter that's a certain skin tone is more talent
What?
than another fighter
Yo, Edgar,
with
what
a
is wrong
certain
with you,
skin
Okay,
bro?
we're
tone
not
that
going
won
to.
the
Bro,
Olympics
What is
twice.
Edgar talking? Yo, am I hearing this correctly? Who brought up
bro,
skin
you
Listen,
tone?
saying
listen.
you
Let me
tripping, dog.
let
Hey,
me
Mills, is
mediate
this
real quick. Let
is
me
this
mediate.
normal?
Let me mediate. Let me mediate.
Is this normal
You
from this
did.
guy?
Let me mediate. I get both points. You
What?
did say from a talent. You did say something about talent, and it did come off as if you're saying Lomachenko wasn't talented.
What?
But I
What?
know that. But hold on. I know that's not what you meant. Sometimes we get lost in the heat of a
Translation.
conversation or whatever. And I know you didn't mean it in the way that it was. That it was perceived. I know that.
All
I
right,
know that. But Edgar's just the dude that's just not gonna let you slide on that. So,
Edgar kind of
so
crazy. I get it.
nah, man,
Hey,
Edgar ain't giving no
you
passes,
talking about
man.
skin
But
tone? You
I
talking
understand
about?
what you're saying.
Let
I
my
don't know
man
what he's
Edgar
talking about.
alone, man. He ain't
I think
crazy.
stylistically, Tank would beat Loma. That's my opinion. I don't know what the hell Edgar's talking about skin tone or
And that's
anything.
a dumb take.
Okay, you could say that. It's never gonna happen. So hey, what the?
Hey,
Yeah,
I'm not
okay.
gonna
Yeah,
lie to
man.
you.
Look, bro, that
It's
fight
really
ain't
not
gonna
that dumb
happen.
though.
It's not. I mean,
Look,
for real
Tank,
though. Hey, Junior,
Loma
for
should
real,
happen.
It's really that's not because
it's
styles
not
do
that
make
dumb.
fights
Tank
though.
is, bro.
Styles do make fights.
Styles
I'm
make
sorry.
fights.
Lomachenko outboxes Tank. I'm sorry.
It'll never happen, bro. You're just
Tank?
making it.
Will
He
Tank?
does.
Hold on.
Anything.
Will Tank give problems to Lomachenko? Yes, definitely. But he doesn't have enough talent in the bag to be able to get out of some of the
Oh,
situations that.
round 5.
I
Let me clarify. I didn't say he would outbox Tank. I didn't say he would outbox Loma. I never said that though. I
No,
said
no, 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 no. I'm not saying
right,
that. No, no, no. What
right,
I'm
right, right, right.
saying is that Tank doesn't have enough, talent and enough tools in his bag to be able to handle all the traps and everything that Lomachenko does. Can he bring and maybe get a knockdown? Yeah, sure.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
he's not winning. He's not winning that fight.
there's
I
one
said
win
he would knock
condition
out
for
Loma.
He's not, dude. He's not winning.
there.
He's
Hey,
not. He
bro.
was not beating
He's not going
Lomachenko,
to win
man.
it.
There is
He's
one
not
win
beating him.
condition though. Let's be fair
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
There is one win
I'm leaning
condition.
Loma on
There is
that.
one win condition for Tank.
What?
He has to dig the body. He's gonna have to dig the body and take away the
That's how
legs.
it's gonna. Hey, Junior, 100%. That's how he would knock
That's
out
the
Loma. He
only
would
way he can
literally
win
put
that.
him out. Because Haney was hurting Loma with body shots, literally,
That'd be the
and
only
that's
way he can
Haney.
win that fight. That's the only way he can
That's
win
But
that
you
that's
fight.
got okay. So
that's
what's
pillow
the
fist Haney.
okay Onslaught? Because you're in the gym.
Yeah, I
What's
am.
the natural counterattack to the body shot?
Hook
Well, it could be the it's the
or
hook over the
uppercut,
top
both of them.
or the
Hook
up
or uppercut.
exactly the uppercut.
Yeah, yeah.
Lomachenko has a really good uppercut up
Not better
jab,
than
dog.
Tank.
Yes, he does. He
What?
does. He
What?
does, bro.
Hey, Mills, you're
He
telling me,
does,
bro.
bro.
You're telling me Loma has a better uppercut than Tank?
Onslaught, you're showing your ass,
Bro,
you
He
buddy.
actually
How?
he actually might have a
Lomachenko
better.
Tank has Tank has a
Yo,
more
Junior,
powerful
Junior, am I
Tank.
tripping?
Tank
No,
has a more
I'm not
powerful
gonna lie to you
uppercut.
though. I do
Tank
think Tank. I do think Tank might have the better uppercut, but
Bro, I'm not
I
tripping.
do. I do think
Tank
Tank might have the better uppercut. He might. But to be
he
fair to
might
Loma
have the
though,
better. He has the harder uppercut.
yeah,
Yeah,
Lomachenko
because
I
he's
has
agree with
more
short
that.
and
Bro,
astute
stockier.
listen, it's
uppercut.
the timing.
The honestly the one who has the better uppercut, in my opinion, like without power, the more redefined, more technique would be Lomachenko. I think Lomachenko's technique is a little bit better. I'm being
It's a
real.
The
lot of bit
Matrix,
better,
bro. The
bro.
Matrix. The
Bro, listen.
It's
Matrix.
The Matrix is one of the greatest fighters I ever seen live, but I gotta but styles make fights. You could be one of
so
the best fighters.
Bro.
Listen,
You
so.
are
Do
you
you
are a
think
lucky
so?
motherfucker
Because you're
though.
saying that you're saying that he wouldn't outbox Lomachenko. So you're saying that he would knock Lomachenko out.
correct.
Oh
With a
God,
body
dude.
shot
Shit.
or uppercut.
damn. He would knock
Oh
out
God damn,
No,
Loma
Nuke.
I like this.
You
crazy.
I
just
like this.
started
I
it.
could
That's
even.
No,
my
I
opinion.
That's
actually
No.
So
I
am I
actually
crazy,
like this. You
Nuke?
know why?
Am I crazy, Nuke? I just want. I mean,
Oh
Nuke, Steels. Am I crazy then? Am I
How about
crazy?
No,
man.
no.
hey,
Oh
listen,
man.
Oh
I
God,
Fuck
break it
dude.
no.
down
That's
tactically. against a
Hey, it could
southpaw,
happen though. It could happen though
bro.
too.
It would.
But like I'm
It
saying,
would,
bro,
It can
bro.
happen, but
It
It
could happen.
could, but
Wait,
so can pigs
wait.
fly.
Is there a difference between prime Loma and this Loma?
definitely.
Yes.
yeah, there is. Yeah,
Prime
Because
Loma
Tank
would.
fighting Loma now
I'm
is
not gonna
very
I'm not gonna
different
lie to you,
from
Nuke.
Tank
Not
fighting
really.
Loma like 4 or 5
Yo,
years ago.
Yes, 4 or 5 years
yeah.
ago, I would favor Lomachenko.
Nuke, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think so. I think the only difference is maybe he's a little bit faster. He's slower than what he used to be.
He's slower. Yeah, he's slower.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
And his
Other
timing, everything's going to
Yeah,
be affected by the
timing and
speed.
speed.
He's going to be more
Yeah,
susceptible to
everything.
Tank.
Yeah,
I'm
so
I'm
he's
I'm sorry. A prime Loma spanks Tank. I'm sorry.
He does.
Yo, listen,
Yeah,
He,
yeah, yeah.
he definitely
embarrasses
put
Tank.
them
Yeah,
paws
Prime
on
Loma does
Tank.
spank Tank.
He
If
listen.
they put
definitely
him
put
top,
them paws on Tank.
he would
Bro,
embarrass
if
Tank,
Tank is
bro.
so elite, if Tank
Hey,
is so elite,
Especially in the southpaw
why
position.
is he not
Because
wanting to
isn't
fight with
Lomachenko
bro?
southpaw?
this is what I see about Tank.
Hey,
Like
Park
his
Street
prime.
in the
What
If
southpaw
Tank
Tank is
position.
so
did.
elite,
Trust me,
why
I'm
is
gonna
he
tell you right
avoiding the
now.
Lamont
That
ropes?
right hook uppercut off the jab will fuck Tank up every time.
Every
Hey,
See,
Park
time,
Street.
bro.
Tank's biggest issue are boxers. He never goes against dudes that got the power to stop him or to make him rethink until he went up with Lamont. And even Lamont said he told Andre Ward, he said Tank is too small. He said you just moved up in weight. He said Tank is too small,
Lamont a weight bully though. He said it himself.
right? So
He's talking about fighting at
well, we can
47.
agree and disagree on that.
bro.
Bro, he
We can
literally
agree
talked
and
about fighting
Bro,
at
come
disagree
47.
on that. But the point of what I'm
on.
saying is he struggles with boxers, and can we all agree that
Yes, he does.
Lomachenko is a master boxer?
Yes.
Yeah, he is.
Let's
Yeah.
Yeah.
let's
Bro, he
not
lost
He's
to
gonna
no
whoop
KO,
guys.
bro.
Tank
Let's
ass,
not
and he's gonna
hold
look
on.
way worse than what Lamont
Onslaught.
was. Cause
Bro, he
see,
lost to
Lamont, he was still hesitant a little bit. He was still on the defense. Lomachenko's coming. He's coming at you.
But
Let's not
Lamont
add the
wasn't
fact
even
that come
hesitant
on.
like that,
listen.
man.
Hey,
Lomachenko.
Mills.
Tank is
Mills.
even
Listen,
he's not
Loma is
even
small though. Lamont is way bigger than Tank, bro. Listen, I told you I know Lamont from the amateurs. This dude is
well.
not, bro. He's literally a
Then
weight
again,
bully.
dude,
And I'm telling you,
Tank is
Lamont.
also
It's
Most
Listen,
47, but
so I'm
he
not.
will be fighting. He will be fighting at 47. I'm telling you this, bro. Mark my
Bud
words.
is a weight bully.
No, hey,
David
Bud is a weight
wait,
Benavidez
bully
is a
you.
weight
too.
bully.
Bud is a weight bully
no,
Oh,
too.
so you putting Lamont Roach in there with the likes of a Brian Norman Jr.?
I'm
You
not
think
saying
he
he
can?
gonna win, but he gonna
No,
fight
I'm not
there.
saying
Oh,
that
for
you saying. I'm
sure.
not saying that you can say, but you're
Oh, for
saying that
sure.
he can. You can. So
Yeah,
he can compete in the same division with a Rashidi Ellis,
I
a
know
Lamont,
him from the
a
amateurs. He
Kavli
will fight at
Asquez, a Suleiman
47.
Suzuka.
He
He
said it
can.
himself. He will fight at 47. He's a huge guy. He's literally draining himself, bro. What are you talking about?
I'm sorry, dude.
push
We're
down.
talking about Tank, who is also very undisciplined when it comes to weight, and he got pushed out of most of his divisions. I'm sorry,
Bro,
no,
he
he's
hasn't
not.
missed weight in a long time, bro. What do you mean?
Yeah, he hasn't missed weight
They've
in a
been a
long time,
long
but
time,
right
boy. He's
now,
already at
Tank is going
140.
Bro, he
Dude,
hasn't missed weight in a long time. What are you talking about?
he's at
Man,
140. He
nah,
shouldn't be
man.
missing weight.
I'm talking about
Hey,
The
Tank
guy,
135.
can we before? Because I don't want him to run off again. I ain't trying to take over the panel or
Now
nothing
you
like
good,
that. But
bro.
I do want to hear what the day unplugged.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what
yeah.
he
Go
yeah,
was.
let's
ahead,
Yeah,
go.
day.
It
because
was
he did have
Come
something
on,
to
damn
say.
Unplug,
plug.
bro. My boy got 20%. So yeah, go ahead, bro.
Hey, man, y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
hear
yeah.
you.
All right, bet.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie. Tank is overrated, bro. There ain't no fucking way he finna beat no damn Lomachenko. Come
Here we
on, bro.
go.
Lomachenko,
It's
his
gonna be hot.
defense is too impeccable, bro. Like Tank, he don't got shit on him, bro. He doesn't. He can't do nothing to him. And I realized Tank was overrated when he fought the 30-year-old version Frank Martin, bro. I knew it. I knew he was overrated. I knew it, bro. I knew it. That man was a virgin, bro,
30-year-old
fighting for his
virgin is
first
Wait,
title
crazy,
hey,
run,
bro.
listen.
bro.
He a
Come on
virgin,
now,
but he a
bro.
top 5 fighter at 135.
Nah,
Shout
When is
out
the
Am
to
I
last time he
lying?
fought?
no,
When
nah,
is the last time he fought? When
no,
is
Am
the
I
last
lying?
time
He's
Frank
a
Martin
he's a
been in the
top
ring?
5 fighter
Bro,
at
he
135.
When
slugging
is the
though.
last
dude,
time
he's
he been
never
in the ring,
held
bro?
anything other than the
His ass is on
WBA.
the couch
He
sleeping right
was
now.
ranked
Stop it.
top 5
It
at
doesn't
135.
matter.
Am
I
I
don't
wrong?
care. I don't care, bro. I
Sorry,
don't
dude,
care.
You don't
I
care
no.
don't
about
care.
rankings? Isn't
He
that
was
how
getting
fight?
he was
Wait, hold on.
outboxing
Onslaught,
Tank the whole time until he got sweat. Tank,
Onslaught.
come on, bro. Stop it,
He
bro. He was
was.
getting
Onslaught.
pieced up.
onslaught.
We
He
don't
was
care
He
getting
about
Oh
pieced
my
was,
up
God.
the
bro.
whole time.
Listen,
He was
He
getting
was
pieced up.
embarrassing Tank, bro. He
listen,
was embarrassing
Embarrassing
Tank.
Tank. Are you
listen,
serious?
He
listen.
Come
was
on,
That's
embarrassing
bro.
literally
Tank.
a part of Tank's style. He literally takes punches and then
That
Bro.
shouldn't be a
catches you,
style.
But
figure
now what? But now
figures
what
out your
happens when
timing,
that? What
and
happens
knocks
when
you
that
out.
opportunity? What happens when that opportunity opportunity doesn't present himself for him to knock you out.
That's the challenge.
Lomachenko ain't just gonna give him that opportunity.
That's his weakness.
Okay, wait.
Bro, look.
Can I just say something unplugged before you jump in back in, bro? I know you got 20%. So Onslaught, what is your, I guess, best description as Tank as a fighter?
He is a counterpuncher, an elite counterpuncher who moves forward with good
What?
defense, downloads data,
Yeah, bro, I'm about
understands
to
the
hop
timing of
off.
his
I ain't gonna lie,
opponents,
this
and
shit
then
crazy.
eventually gets a knockout.
Okay, so
Absolutely
okay,
crazy.
okay.
Don't know what's so
All
funny.
right.
That's the fact.
So now picture this. Picture this. You're saying he would beat Loma, who is a master boxer, and most people would agree to that statement.
He
So
lost
what's the
to
difference?
Theo.
So what's the difference between that fight and the fight that Floyd had with Chino Maidana? What's the difference?
Okay, let's break it down.
What's the
Maidana,
difference?
who literally,
Because Floyd was a master boxer and Chino was fucking just
okay,
move
and
forward,
listen,
heavy-handed guy.
I
But
know this shit
who
about
won the
Edgar.
fight?
Whenever Edgar has no points, he brings up Floyd, but I'm okay with that. Look,
Nah.
Floyd
I'm
Mayweather
making
versus
an
Bro,
Canelo.
analogy so you
can't
can
use the
fucking
dunk on the
understand
dunk. Come on.
what's
I'm
coming
about
out
to
of your
respond.
mouth.
Floyd versus Maidana, they fought twice, right? First fight,
Mm-hmm.
people say Maidana won, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maidana, fought dirty. He brought the fight to him, pushed him to the ropes, and did all his stuff right there. Floyd got the win. What is there to even compare with Gervonta Davis in that fight?
I'm
Can you
not trying
explain?
to. I'm not trying to compare the results to you. I'm trying to compare the styles of fighters, which are
What?
comparable here.
Yo, you got to get blocked, bro. What does
One is
Maidana have?
two of them
How
are
is
master
Maidana's
fighters, and the
style?
other ones are fucking
Bro,
counter punchers
hey,
moving forward.
matter of
What
fact,
happened?
hey, since you want to talk, let Mills explain this. Mills, what's the similarities between Maidana and Lomachenko? I want to hear this. This should be funny.
Not them two, you moron. Floyd and Loma.
Floyd and Loma, they have no similarities in styles either. Lomachenko is
Yeah, they
European
don't.
style and Floyd's American style. Are you crazy?
It's
What
no.
is he talking about?
It's
I
no
think, hey,
comparison.
Edgar,
And
stop smoking, bro. Please
Nah,
stop.
bro, I don't do that. Don't worry. I
Bro,
got plenty.
what is
well,
he
let me
talking
say
about?
this.
Mills, I'm going back to Mills. Mills, let's go.
All right.
What is he talking about?
Let me say this then. Let me say this then. Let me
Yeah,
say this then. Let me say this. When you look at, let's say, you say, counter punching or whatever, man. Tank
yeah,
hasn't really, he hasn't tested that counter punching ability in front of the best opposition available. When you look at
I agree.
Lomachenko, he's tested that shit in front of the best opposition available, man, and that's what adds to your sharpness as a fighter.
I
So
agree.
him fighting, him being able to outmaneuver and counter on the fly, make adjustments on the fly in front of somebody like Jermaine Ortiz, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, Gary Antoine Russell, Linares. He's proven that he's proven that he is everything that he said that he was hyped up to be, off, predicated on the caliber
Yeah,
of competition he's been in there with. Tank
yo,
hasn't done that in front of
Yes.
the quality of opposition that
He,
Lomachenko has. So when
he's
you're
only
fighting
held the
someone,
WBA championship.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
even with that, the fact that you couldn't do everything. If you are this talented fighter, there's no reason why a super featherweight should be moving you up, challenging you in the manner that he did.
Right.
Yeah.
You go in
But
there
listen,
and you outline that man in chalk. You get him the fuck up out of here. You don't.
Yo, Mills.
We shouldn't be having these discussions that Roach is this and he's that and the third, bro. He lost to Jamel Herring. You did what I'm saying. He lost to
listen,
let's stop
styles make
playing.
fights though. Styles make fights.
Ball,
Styles
look,
make
but look,
fights.
but
They
look.
do. They
So you
do.
think
Mills.
Mills, you think Jamel Herring will beat Tank? Be real.
No.
Okay, so you know
No.
styles make fights then. So you
Yeah.
understand that. Okay, cool. So I just want to set that aside. But yeah, look, it's
Why are
hard
we
to
talking about
defend
Tank?
Tank in 2025. It's hard to defend Tank in any way, shape, or form, bro. Because listen, like you said, he's not putting his skills to the test against the elite competition. I agree. But still, when I look at his style and I look at Loma's style, I can't just say, okay, Loma beat Linares, he beat Gary Russell. So just because of that, he's gonna beat Tank. But that's not how boxing works. So we've seen
No,
that
no,
though.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying
Okay,
that. What I'm saying is that he's
okay.
been able to do what he does in front of that level of opposition. I'm not saying
Facts.
because he beat it. I'm saying
Okay.
that that's an additive to the fact that he would beat him because he sharpened his tools in front of more quality opposition.
That's a good
Look at
point.
Deontay Wilder. Let's take Deontay Wilder for example, man. That
Yeah.
dude had a multitude of knockouts against
Bums.
the Spilkas and just the Bermain Severns, lower level opposition. And in the minute he stepped up to
King Kong
fight Tyson
Ortiz.
Fury, who King Kong, that was a good win for him. But even in
Right.
that first fight, it was just that
Hellenius.
extra time in the corner was like, yo, that shit was wicked. But nonetheless, he beat that. And even then, Luis Ortiz he wasn't the cream of the crop neither. But the minute he stepped up to fight Tyson Fury, who had been in there with Chisora, who had been in there with Klitschko. It
Yep.
just was a completely it was overwhelming for dude, and he went in there. He got a bullshit draw.
Gift. Yeah. Draw.
We all know that Deontay Wilder went
Yep.
in there and got
He
crashed in
lost
that
that
first
fight.
fight.
Yo, I'm
And
not
then
gonna lie to you.
and then what happened immediately after then?
Got
That fight, the
destroyed.
next two.
He got
That's
destroyed.
what I'm saying. So who you fight matters. Who
It's
you
true.
fight matters.
It's
So
true. Hey,
that's
look,
that's why I'm bringing up all the names.
and listen, I agree with those points. You know, if you understand the position I'm arguing, I'm just arguing just the fight from a stylistic point of view. But if you're just talking about resumes and stuff, I agree with you. We agree. Tank has not fought those top guys yet. And he could, and look, we don't know. He could end up like a Deontay Wilder. In that Road Street match, he could end up getting knocked out. Who knows? And he could just be a hype job, and then that's it. You know?
Are they still fighting? I thought it was
They're
clean.
gonna fight.
Yo,
Well,
Mills.
you'll see.
Hey, Mills, who you think will win out of Tank and Gary Antoine Russell?
Gary Antoine Russell?
Gary Antoine.
Yeah.
I think Gary would win.
Now, what do you think about the little Russell?
Oh, Tank
will beat him.
Fuck Gary Russell up, man. Like, he'll violate Gary. Nah, bro. He'll violate little Gary.
So big Gary you're beating, little Gary will get that work from you.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, Mills. I've seen Gary Russell Jr. call out Lamont Roach. Who do you got in that one?
You got to go with Lamont Roach because
wins,
he's
though.
active. We ain't seen Gary's last fight up until recently was when he lost to Mark McSio, bro. I ain't giving a fuck about no Gary Antoine Russell.
Wasn't he hurt in that fight?
No. Or not Gary Antoine Russell, but Gary Russell Jr. I ain't giving a fuck about Gary Russell Jr.
Wasn't he hurt in that fight?
Yeah, he had a shoulder
broke his
injury,
hand. He broke his hand.
So can you really hold that against him if he had a hurt hand?
You can hold it against him that he was out of the ring for 3 years. Your hand ain't broke for 3 years.
And he looked good.
That's a very good point. Let me get these chats off real quick, man. We kind of got behind. N1 Baller says Solid has made a new video saying Bud is going to win. We've seen that. He switches up when he leaves. We get that. And she has court hearing for breaking and entering. That sounds like Ashley to me. Listen, says, salute to the funniest boxing panel on YouTube. Check out the Exodus Files. Dropped a new video on Victor Conti. Shout out to the Exodus Files, man. They always got great content. Salute to you, show enough. JMA says Rolly Romero will fight anybody and doesn't get a cookie. Mills would you approve that message or what, Mills? Man. I know you're not a Rolly guy.
Why he ain't get a rematch with that old head?
Because he knew what was about to happen to him, man. Listen, y'all can have bro. How fucked up is American boxing that Rolly is a 2-division champion, bro?
That's crazy. Hold on. He could Mills. He could unify with Mario Barrios. This is crazy work.
Hey,
let's go down.
Hold on, wait a minute. Is Rolly a belt holder at 140 or 147?
He's a belt holder at both. He held a belt
because he was holding the WBA belt, right? And then Boots, he vacated.
Bro, he had an interim belt at 135.
Yeah, he got the belt.
Fucking God, man.
So why ain't he fighting Barrios? Niggas the 2 weakest niggas.
Let me finish these out. Domo says the Keyshawn Davis out here stopping titleist, Shakur out here going to war with pressure fighters on Saudi cards, and all we have to talk about is Tank with Pedraza.
That's what I'm saying. Why the fuck are we talking about Tank?
Yeah, Tank he on hold right now, bro. We're not worried about that, dude.
The Gooch says,
man, Domo be
Domo real one, man. Salute to Domo, man.
That shit, man.
The Gooch says at 30, Tank is still a prospect, weak resume. Roach exposed him. This guy's a fanboy, so he's calling you a fanboy. He's saying you're not on point, my brother.
Do you think I'm a Tank fanboy based off what I said?
Yeah.
I'm asking Luke.
No, I don't think you're a Tank fanboy.
Yeah,
I think
I said he was.
How are you gonna say Tank will beat Lomachenko? That doesn't make sense, dude.
That's my opinion. And I broke it down from my opinion, my point of view. If you don't think doesn't mean I'm a fanboy, but it's opinion.
No, you're not a fanboy, but
JMA says I was clowning David with Raleigh. So salute to everybody, man. We're gonna check out of this one. Mills, cook for the family, man. We're out of here today. We'll be back on. Salute everybody. Onslaught, thanks for coming on.
Hey, man,
salute to my brother Park Street, Edgar, everybody, round one. Junior, salute to everybody, man. Everybody, thanks for coming on. And Mirage, tell your mama I said what's up.
And wear helmets, guys. Wear helmets when you use motorcycles.